afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until around 5 o'clock. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing good. Life is going good. First, thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. My birthday was Monday, and I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. I saw them, and they just kept coming, and they 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 kept coming. They came so much I had to get some IV fluids pumped into me. I appreciate everybody. It helped make my day great. I really enjoyed the day. And I enjoyed yesterday, but that didn't have nothing to do with my birthday. So, thank you. Let me see. I might get in my hellos. Let me get the hellos in. I'm going to do them quick today, because there are a few things to discuss. Mostly with, things that have been discussed. And who am I? I don't have a whole lot of whatever. So let's get into it. Maria was first out the gate. Maria Smith, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria. I appreciate you checking in. Pat Rogers, good afternoon. We got Lewis in the house, representing Sharonville. Good afternoon. Robert Willis, good afternoon. Pamela Kinney rounding out top 5, representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. Dwayne Larkin, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Daryl Carpenter, representing beautiful Forest Park. Good afternoon. Diana in the house, representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon. Jerica in the house, or as she's known to some people, Jerica. Good afternoon. We got Erica in the house, representing Reading. Seabreeze says the happening is here. Yes, it is, Seabreeze. Thank you for checking in. And he says it isn't Gulf Manor. It's Gulf Manor. Yeah, it's Gulf Manor. That's exactly what it is. Gulf Manor. It's Gulf Manor. Nobody's saying that. It's Gulf Manor. Carolyn, good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. We got Seabreeze representing Boston. Carolyn says she's representing East Walnut Hills. Dina in the house, representing Walnut Hills. Nate in the house, just cussing for no reason. I don't even know why. Good afternoon. We got T. Mikey G representing Covington. Brent representing Dallas, Texas. I heard Brent give me a secret shout out on the Lincoln Ware show. I appreciated that. I thought that was funny. Let's see. Nate says, oh wait, I might be first. Not even close. I think that's about it. Thank you, Erica, wishing me a happy belated birthday. Lamont, representing Dent. Good afternoon. We got Jason Dockery, representing Mason. Good afternoon. Terry Coleman, representing Evanston. I'm going to guess that is. E-Town, good afternoon. Let's see. Lewis, did you watch Fight Night? We'll talk about it. Quintano representing Avondale. Fame in the house representing Mount Healthy. Good afternoon. Twin. Good afternoon. Reppin' Martin Bauer for now. I don't know what that means. What is Martin Bauer? Who is Martin Bauer? I don't clear that up for me if you don't mind. Let me see. Peachy representing Sharonville. Good afternoon, Peachy. Ruby representing Gulf Manor. Dee Dee Williams, representing Dale High. Dale High, is that over there? Y'all can't breathe over there? Or that's Cleves. Is Cleves and Dale High close? Can you breathe? I just making sure you're okay. I guess you typing in. So if you typing, then you should be able to breathe. So good. And yes, I said breathe. B-R-E-E-V-E. Breathe. Because that's what the actual word is. Darren representing Madisonville. Now Dee Dee is in Covedale, so she left Dale High, went to Covedale. All right. Let me see. Brent had Lincoln went ready to fight. I don't know what that means either. You back listening to the buzz? I see. No, I listened to it. Sometimes I go into work a little later, and so I got a chance to listen to about maybe about a half hour. So I got a chance to listen to about a half hour, and that was it. Is the happening prophecy time zone dependent? Is it time zone dependent? Sorry. I'm not sure. Daryl says Lincoln was hating. He got mad because Nate mentioned your show. Lincoln really hates your guts. That's all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Um, Cleves is on bottom of a hill from Delhi. But I'm guessing she can breathe. That's really all that's important. Let me see. Twin says it's a warehouse who distro for McDonald's restaurant across the United States. Man, you got another job? You like a Haitian. Brent stirred the Lincoln E-Man beef. Not sure if you heard, but Twin said on the Lincoln Ware show that he's easing away from the happening. No, it's too late. You can't ease away from it on the day of the happening. You can't ease away from it. Emanuel, was that you in the chat today? I was not in Lincoln Ware's chat today. Sorry. Again, I listened for about 30 minutes. So from about 10 to 10:30, I listened. I showed up to work today at 10:30. And, that was when I got out of the car. So whatever happened after 10:30, I have no idea. I just heard what happened before 10:30. And Twin says I'm a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite. I never said that I don't check out the live stream because I'm blocked. And, sometimes when I get an opportunity, I listen. I got nothing against Lincoln Ware. I keep telling y'all, Lincoln beefing with me. I'm not beefing with Lincoln. So I got nothing against Lincoln Ware. And ain't nobody gonna make me, hate another black man. Even black men who want me to hate a black man ain't gonna make me hate a black man. Only person that can make me hate Lincoln Ware is Lincoln Ware. Lincoln Ware ain't did nothing to me. He just be talking. He got a lot of mouth. That's who he is. That's what he do for a living. He talk. And he would have to do something to me to make me have some hatred in my heart towards him. And I don't. So that just is what it is. Fame says high school football is meant for kids to enjoy themselves on a Friday evening. The district moving all these games to Saturday morning is robbing the high school experience. Okay, I don't know about all of that. But, okay, that's all my hellos. I think I got them all in. Diane, I think I might not have said you. And no, I did not catch his yesterday's show. I did not. All right, so much. So there's stuff going on. There is stuff going on. The chief of police, Emanuel be tickled pink when he hears Lincoln hates his guts. It's funny. It's funny. Just because, can I dwell on this for just a second? Just a second. When you really think about it, why does Lincoln Ware hate my guts? Well, I think he's hated my guts for a long time. I think this just gave him an opportunity to get it out there, right? But why? Why? The last straw apparently was, remember the Republican convention, was that Milwaukee? And he made the comment, it's going to be a lot of womanizing, alcohol and womanizing. And I said two of Lincoln's favorite things. That's it. I'm supposed to be upset about that? I'm not upset about that at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. That don't make me dislike that man. And y'all know I was right. He loved to talk about alcohol, and he loved to talk about anything that have anything to do with sex. So everybody know I wasn't lying. There's nothing wrong with that. He can dislike me, and I still support that, brother. I wish the best for him. Jerica says, roly-poly. No, it wasn't roly-poly. Well, you're right. Roly-poly really is the reason behind everything. If roly-poly didn't say nothing, then he'd still be cool. Then we'd still be cool. But, when roly-poly get to talking, then, you got to roll with, your offspring over some guy that you worked with. So, yeah, roly-poly. That's okay. That's the real reason. That's the real reason. And I'm glad you said it, Jerica. Roly-poly. I didn't say it. Well, I said it then, but I haven't really said it since then. And you called his daughter Big Face where? Okay, I added the where. Right, because I never said anything. I never, just because you say somebody got a big face, people can assume they know who you're talking about, but there's no, you can't say with 100% certainty. You can't say with 100% certainty. Anyway, all right, enough of that. I just wanted to dwell on that for a second. So it had nothing to do with the light-skinned, big-back Amazon that works at the station. No. It was much more roly-poly than really anything else. Roly-poly overall. Oh, let's see. So the police chief, hold on, before I get into that, some of this, no, let's talk about the police chief and Cincinnati public schools and the youth, because that's important. Not that the police chief herself is like super important. She's a police chief, so, with regard to that, sure. But her going down to Cincinnati Public, telling them they need to do something about the kids. And at one point in that, if I recall correctly, she said, we don't have the resources, it's not our job. It is literally your job. The safety and welfare of the citizens of Cincinnati is literally your job, Miss Police Chief. How do you go to CPS and tell them it ain't your job to keep watch over the safety of the citizens of Cincinnati who go to Cincinnati public schools? That is, I'm going to repeat it again, that is literally your job. And what do you, y'all need to send some people down here. What do you expect, honestly? But for real, I'm not trying to be funny. I've never met Chief Fiji. I never met the chief. Looks like it's Fiji from the way it's spelled. I've never met the chief. She might be a lovely lady. But what do y'all expect CPS to do? CPS deal with these kids for hours and hours in a day. They deal with these kids for hours and hours in a day. And they do, with the help of the school resource officers, who a lot of times are Cincinnati police officers. With the help of the Cincinnati police officers and their faculty and staff and all of that kind of stuff, they do, I'm going to say, probably the best that they can do with what they got in terms of the kids and trying to keep some sort of order at the school. That's what they do. And then they send their little asses home. What do you want them to do? You want the teachers to accompany their homeroom class down to the government square and make sure each kid gets on the bus without incident? What do you want them to do? They're doing their job. If you should be fussing at anybody using such a hostile tone, it should be the parents of the children. It should be the parents of the children. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not, what I'm about to say now is going to sound just a little crazy, okay? It's going to sound just a little crazy. But just roll with me for a second. I'm going to try to clear everything up by the time I'm done. I'm certain it's a lot of bad kids down there. Even though, what did she say? Did she say 20 or 10 arrests since the beginning of the school year? Somebody says, is E-Man wearing a Buzz t-shirt? Yeah, I'm wearing a Buzz t-shirt. It's my shirt. I made this shirt. What, am I going to not wear it? because I don't work there no more. I wear Nike shirts. I don't work at Nike. I wear WWE shirts. I'm no longer a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? I wear all kind of shirts. So yeah, I'll still wear a bus shirt. But those kids, I'm sure a lot of, even though only like less than, like probably what, less than 0.5% have been arrested. Probably less than that have been arrested. What was it? It was like 0.05% of a percent. 0.05% it came out to that had been arrested. Yeah, not tenths. Like 0.05% of 1%. If you actually do the math. But my common sense just tells me it's a lot more bad kids down there, or kids acting badly. That sounds like it could be appropriate language. Kids, it's a lot more kids down there acting badly, right? It's a lot more. But still, with that being said, what do you want CPS to do? It's parents. It's parents. And it's the culture that we live in. I'm sure police and people down there overlook all kind of nonsense that goes on down there on a regular basis, on a daily, and they just overlook it. You could probably arrest a whole lot more, but thank goodness that that's not what they're doing. But for her to bring up, there's going to be a scenario where some 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old is going to pull out a gun, and then some police officer is going to have to make this choice and blah, blah, blah. How are you putting that on CPS? I really don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And then, look, I was about to say there needs to be a conversation, but it's a conversation that's constantly going on. So there doesn't need to be a conversation. There's a constant conversation about parental responsibility. There's a constant conversation going on about what is supposed to happen, or, with parents and with punishment and crime and all of that kind of stuff. With the culture, it's a constant conversation happening about that. But I feel like we're not making no headway. And I don't think it's because people ain't serious about it. I think people serious about it. I just think things are out of control. Things done got out of hand. Carolyn says the chief needs to do a PSA to the parents and guardians. But they not going to listen. First, the majority of them ain't going to hear it. The majority of them ain't going to hear it. Where would they hear this PSA? Do you want to say what, on the Wiz, maybe? Maybe on the Wiz, maybe on... What's they do? Like... But right now, I'm going to just say the Wiz. But that kind of says it like it's black kids who are the problem, when it's really all kids. But where are they going to hear this? They're not watching the news. They're not watching the news. If you go out here and you ask a lot of these people, and I'm talking a lot of 30, 40, and 50-year-olds who are just not plugged in at all, ask them who the mayor is. They don't know. Ask them who was the police chief. They don't know. They don't know this stuff. So where they gonna hear Chief Fiji telling them to take care of their kids. And then if they hear it, what's going to make them care? What's going to make them care? Now, once your kid get to, 12, 13, 14 years old, Jerica says they can have an assembly for parents at the school. They're not going to show up. The overwhelming, and this is just me guessing. I'm not saying this is not based on any statistical anything. Just based on, I know a couple teachers who teach at CPS schools. I want to say one. I want to say two, but I think just one. But I know some CPS school administrators, or I know one CPS school administrator. I know a few school administrators. But I know for sure that I know at least one CPS school administrator, kind of a little higher up there. Actually, I think I know like 3 of them. Ask them, and when I talk to them, they tell me parents just don't participate. So if they said you got some meeting at the school for parents, they're not going to show up. The overwhelming majority of the parents are not going to show up. Now, not always necessarily because they don't care. Some of work. You'd have to schedule it around their work schedules. We live in a society, this ain't the 1950s where the women stay home, cooked and cleaned and all that kind of stuff, so they were allowed to or able to go to the school during the middle of the day and do all of that kind of stuff. And, I need to meet with my child's teacher. Let me walk up to the school. And schools ain't in the neighborhoods no more. And people working during the day. To a lot of people, school is daycare. School is daycare. Well, once you get around 12, is it daycare or, whatever. But that's when you're going to see that. But they tell me, the teachers that I know and the administrator that I know, and the administrators from other districts as well, you're not getting no parents to show up for no school assembly for parents. That's just not happening. And even if you did, the parents that are going to show up, there's a real high likelihood that those parents, their children aren't the problem. Yeah, Peanut Mama not showing up. And Peanut is the problem. Twin.
Hey, man.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll just make sure
Okay.
you can hear me.
Yeah.
So around these trucks and stuff. Yeah, Martin Broward, that's a distro for, they deal with McDonald's. They used to deal with Chick-fil-A, but they distro all their food and everything else, condiments.
So you got a new gig.
Not being here.
Oh. How many jobs you got, man?
4.
Yeah, you Haitian.
Huh?
You Haitian.
What'd you say? I'm an immigrant. No, I work at Martin Broward's Kroger, and I do home health care, plus daddy duty. That's a job. I consider that full.
I thought you'd be doing like DoorDash and stuff too.
No.
Okay.
No, I ain't did that in a while.
Well, hold on. Before you get to whatever it is you called about, I have to ask you, today is the day. Today is the happening. What is happening?
I don't know. You tell me. I know I'm talking to you right now.
Well, but the prophet prophesied that something going to happen on September 25th. And
they not hoping it. One prophecy came fast already. Assassination, trying to assassinate on Kamala Harris.
Well, that's not a prophet. Well, okay, hold on. Let me take that back.
He said that way before it even happened. He said anything. He said when Trump was going to get a attempt on assassination.
But you could say that. Look, twin. I know this sounds crazy to you, but you could say that in every every presidential race, I could, you tell me who the candidates are going to be, and I can tell you someone is going to attempt to assassinate both of those candidates. That's
I ain't
it.
going with that. No,
It happens
no, gone with
every.
that. Gone with that.
It don't
I'm not
necessarily
hearing
get
that.
publicized, but that's why they have like Secret Service protection, all that kind of stuff. People are always doing stuff to try to get. It's crazy people out here, bro. That is not, some special thing to be like, oh, somebody gonna try to assassinate a presidential candidate. Yes.
I've been prophesied before, and when he was talking about when this other bishop was telling me, he was telling me don't argue with nobody and such and such, and right within a month or two it came to pass. Dude came up to me and argued me over some money and all that. I said chop it up and everything else, and everything. It came to pass. The prophecy, regardless if it's the date or whatever it is, it don't have to be accurate that time. But it's going to come into existence, man. It's got to... Huh?
What?
You heard what I said, man.
But if it's not accurate...
It is going to be accurate. It don't got to hit right then and there.
But if you give a date, it's got to hit then and there. Otherwise, it ain't accurate.
He said September 25th.
Right. That's today.
So, okay, that's today. Whatever he spoke about, it probably already exists.
But if we don't know what he spoke about, then isn't
okay,
really...
go back and see what he spoke about.
All he said was something is going to happen. That was the whole prophecy. Really vague.
Okay. The day ain't over with, man.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, then. Okay. Whatever happened, man.
That's a prophecy right there. Whatever happens, happens. Prophet Twin said that one.
No, I'm not no prophet.
Yes, you are. You are. You just prophesied. You prophesied that whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. That's a prophecy, bro.
See, I don't play around with God like that and everything, and I don't bring religion really to your platform about it, man. If it happened, it happened, man. And Brent Beard, fake ass wrestling reporter, want to make mockery of it, and I don't really get down, man. I put respect on God's name, man.
He definitely should not make mockery about it.
No,
he should.
I don't play around. If anything, I might joke on the chat, and I don't do crazy stuff like that, man. Your belief, my belief is my belief. I don't make mockery of God or say anything about it. I've got respect for God, so
I don't know that I've ever made mockery, so I'm with you on that. So what did you actually call in for?
Man, I want to say happy belated birthday to you, man.
Thank you, sir.
I thought you was coming on yesterday, man. It's been bored. I don't know if, Wyatt up in New York try to save Diddy or what. He ain't been on almost a week. So I look forward to you brothers coming on, but I got to talk to Wyatt if he got stuck in New York or been, trapped in Louisiana or something. I know he said he was taking care of his daughter's affair, but I understand all that. But, brother, at least check in and let us know you still in the land of the living.
Well, I heard from him. Look, let me tell you, I heard from him on Monday, so I'm going to believe that he's fine and he handling business.
Okay. That's all good. That's all she wrote.
All right.
As long as he's good and still in the land of the living, right? So
That's right.
Same way with you, Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
Even though you say, you won't be here money, but at least I saw you on social media. Because man, I hate to say it, man. Real talk right here. One day you here, the next day you gone. And I hate to, really get the report on bad news and stuff, man. Just like last week, man. Just talked to my homie, man. Next day he killed. Told him, man, I love you, man. Take care of yourself. Be safe out here, man. And next day you get a call and everything. And I can't stand my sister calling because she usually cry, twin. What, man? So she always, man, let me tell you. And then it'd be sad, man. And especially somebody who you close and you love and respect for, and they gone and stuff. You're like, man, I just spoke to him, Joe. I just did this, man. What up, man? It's crazy, man. But, You just gotta pray for each other, man. I mean, I love everybody, regardless of all this election and everything. Got people all messed up. If you look at it, man, all messed up, man. Going against each other for no reason, man. And then you want to blame the cats and dogs and Trump. That's all, man. No, blame yourself. Damn, cat and dogs can't do nothing. They got 9 lives and some lives. Hey, it is what it is, man. People mad for no reason. You know, I just took a shout out on you and stuff. Why you, somebody said to Lincoln where he said, no, I'm never going to mention his name on here. Come on, man, it's petty. That's petty, man. That's petty. I talk to him in his face, though. When the next time I see him Saturday, Lord's with me, I'll say him. Because I ain't scared of nobody. I talk to him. I was like, man, how's that petty? Yeah, well, he should have said that about doing it, maybe. And it is what it is, man. I mean, people could express. He said roly poly. I was breaking down, man, because you know me. I ain't scared. I asked a question, man. Well, what's this, man? What's this, man, for what? I mean, that's petty. I don't care. He said that for this. That's how it be. I know I ain't going to come because I asked him something before and that thing he said. I was like, man, come on, man. That's how it is, man. That's petty right there.
For some people, that's how it is. It's not necessarily petty. You got to be loyal to your people. Now, I think you should be reasonable. Like if somebody called me a short ass, I should be able to call them roly poly. If they don't call me a short ass, whatever, then I probably won't call them roly poly. But if you take a shot at me, you got to expect that there's going to be a shot taken back. Whether or not it actually happened, but you got to kind of expect if you take a shot at somebody, they taking a shot back at you. You got to expect that. That's just reasonable.
Got it? Yeah, because if I called you, look, man, you would say, "What's up, Eugene?" But I got to, I got to set what I dish out. Hey, I got to watch them dishes back out.
There you go.
Yeah,
just
people
reasonable.
Don't realize, man, it's all about fun and game. But when you start saying you bitch ass nigga, your mom and all that would draw the line with me. I'm not with it. If I ain't mention your mama, none of that crazy, I'm not with that, man. That's one thing I'll put. We can joke, when you start saying bitch this and your mama and all that and kids, hell no. You taking too far, player. I
don't agree with that. Words are words. If you say
you're a damn liar.
No, if
you're
you say words,
I'll bust your motherfucking head.
If you say words, I can say words. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't say nothing like that, man.
Just because you don't say nothing like that, how do you know that what it is that you say don't cross a line for me?
I know what to say and what not to say.
Like for me, let's say for example, twin, because I believe this is a decent conversation to have, even with regard to these kids, because some of this is conflict resolution stuff. Twin, how do you know that being called short ain't a trigger for me, like saying your mama is a trigger for you? And while you saying, what's up, little man, in fun, I could take that the same way you take your mama.
Okay, as we grown men, if I offend you, man, you come to me, hey, twin, I don't too much, like short man joke or something like that. Then I gotta respect you, man. But until you keep on engaging with it, we go with the flow, right?
No, I agree, but I'm just saying.
But if you come to me, if the first time you shoot
little man and I shoot your mama, you can't be like, oh no, you talked about my mama, like you talked about my height. And, how you go? So that's what I'm saying.
No, you're on another level.
No,
another level.
No,
man, you can't.
That's just it. It's not. You don't know. But what I'm telling you is you don't know what another level is to somebody else. So to you, your mama is on another level. Maybe to me, you short is on another level. Or maybe to me, you know what I'm saying, your hairline is messed up. It's on another level. Or maybe to me, ooh, you got gray hair is another level. And you know what I'm saying? You don't know what is a trigger for somebody else. So if you got a trigger, then just leave all that alone.
Emmanuel, where I'm come from and where I grew up around, you say somebody mama, man, them jaws coming off. They gonna knock your goofy off. So go on with that, man.
Bro, just because hold on. But that is, I thought you said as grown people, you know what I'm saying? That's childish stuff. As grown people, we grow up and we realize that a lot of the stuff that happened where we came from wasn't reasonable. It was childish. It was immature. And so we grow up and we say, you know what? Your mama ain't nothing but two words.
That was capping back when you capping back deep in the day and all that. But some people right now, they'll check you on that shit, especially me. Just can't say what my mama, man, come on, man, all right. And then I just walk away if I feel like ain't no reason to fight you or put my hands on you, which I'm gonna do it anyway. And so, but I just walk away. You's an ignorant person, and that's what they call the nigga for. The nigga stand for what? Stupid. That's what you acting like, stupid. So I just walk away, man. Ain't got nothing to say to you. That's all. Hey, this Fiji thing. She a clown. She a straight clown, man. And I hate to say it, man. Like I was telling Linda earlier, man, they sit in a cutty, man. These police, I check all, I'll be watching everything. But they want to come, like I said, when the storm hit, man. But like I was telling him, hey, man, people that stay in wind terrace and everything don't never have no parking. But there's always visiting stuff want to park in each spot. Even though ain't no assigned parking, whatever, but still you've been parking there for God knows when. But you get other visitors and all that, and now you got to park your car, past the stop sign or whatever, bus line or whatever. So you getting tickets out 3, 4 in the morning, but you can't patrol what you say serve and protect on your car and everything. You can't protect these people out here just doing all the killing and all that. I know people say it's parents' fault and all that, but damn it, we can't keep on saying it's parents' fault, man.
Why not?
Sometimes kids' fault. Why?
It is the parents' fault. How did you raise
your
that?
Damn parent, she raised all she can be. Your daddy's dead or locked up. She can do all she can be. She got other kids too. She tell you not to go outside and all. Don't take your dumb ass outside and everything. But you want to be I gotta go get this blunt. I gotta go chill with my homie, Pookie them and all that, man. It's going down on the banks and everything. But that's your damn fault. Now you in jail or got shot. Not all because of your act of being disobedient, man. Sometimes you can't blame her, but you got 3, 4 jobs trying to make the family bump and shit. Let the family, establish something. It's hard for her to watch a little 19-year-old, 13, and you got a little 2-month-old baby, man. It's hard for that, and this daycare fee is crazy.
There's a good chance, at least in my mind, there's a good chance that if you are raising a kid in that environment, and they are kind of given over to that environment, you kind of gave them over to that environment, or you to some degree embrace that culture of violence or whatever. So I still put some responsibility on the parents, plural, not just the mama, on both of them.
But sometimes 9 times out of 10 right now, man, it's sometimes stepdaddies around. Sometimes, I say. Because, I've been stepdaddy to a lot of kids. And they respected me, man. Even though some of them, you ain't my dad, you don't know what tell me what to do and all that extra stuff. But I said, okay, I ain't got to tell you what to do, but you go learn one way, and some of them learn. I said, didn't I tell you? But I ain't your stepdad. I ain't your daddy, right? But you go listen to that white man, though, when he lock your little black ass up. But you don't want to listen to little twin, think you don't know everything. I know the system, how they work, man. Hey, man, where's the truant officer? Do they exist still?
I'm not sure that they still have truant officers.
You don't never mention it. They don't never mention them no more. I wonder, do they exist at these schools? Because, remember back in the day, I don't know if you can, I know where I'm come from. Man, if you miss 2, 3 days, truant officers could go want to know if your mama beat the hell out of you or your dad, or you did or something. They used to engage, they used to be parents' conference meeting, everything. After school meet, see the kids doing the math right, reading. They really don't have that like that growing up, man. You know why? It's a hustle game now. It's a hustle game right now. They building more penitentiary than anything because it's a hustle game. And it's so messed up how this government system basically is just messed up, man.
Well, again, yes, the government system is messed up. But at the same time, you can stay out of the government system if you just do a good job, hopefully, of raising your kids, teaching them right from wrong, putting them in a decent environment. Like, they can build 100 million jails.
Right.
I was about to say if you don't commit a crime, you probably won't end up in one, but that's not necessarily true. We know they set people up. All that kind of stuff
Right.
actually
Exactly.
does exist. But you stand a much better chance of staying out of jail if you stay away from violence and crime and negativity, that whole negativity of that culture.
I think, Emmanuel, they need to take a playbook out of some of these foreign countries over there, like China and all them other countries. Maybe they get some act right to these kids, man.
Huh?
Like for them, how the United States and they blame the kids and everything. But you go over there to China or one of them countries over there, they got some act right medicine, man. You can't do the stuff over there. That's why they say the land of the free over here, so they can do what the hell they want to do in the United States. But if you go over there to China somewhere else, them kids straight over there, man.
Well, I'm not sure if that's true. I believe there are gangs in most of these countries, most of these foreign countries, and there are young people running around committing acts of crime and violence in many foreign countries. It's not.
But you don't hear that much as United States. They go
Well,
over there laughing at
well, no, you
look
don't
at them.
hear it that much because they do probably a much better job of keeping that in-house business in-house. But crime exists in these other countries. There are young people out there doing mischievous things in probably every country that you can imagine in the world, no matter what the punishment is. That's why they have those punishments, because it's still happening in those countries.
All right, the other day, man, I was watching the news, Facebook, man, and they say mental health. This dude, he called the police, and I just seen him, man, a couple of months ago at the neighborhood picnic in Chicago. And I gave a hug, thought I love him, be safe. So I seen the news, and I seen on Facebook, passed away, or whatever, got killed by our own son. He called the police, man, said somebody was breaking in. After he did that, his mama came through the door. He shot up 4 times, 2 in the head and the rest in the body. And he had a bulletproof vest on and all that. And I'm like, man, that's premeditated, man. And they say he had a mental health and all that extra. I'm like, man, this is stuff I be talking about. How crazy he is out here.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be completely honest, I did not thoroughly understand the story that you just told.
I'm saying how they saying mental health and everything. How this girl I knew that I seen a couple of months ago,
Okay, you saw a girl,
that her son
her son,
called the police
called her.
and told her that somebody was breaking in.
Okay, so the girl's son called the police and
Said somebody was breaking
said
in.
somebody
So
was breaking in.
So she come home.
She came home.
She rushed home. She opened the door. He shot her twice in the head and rest in the body and everything. They said it was mental health and all that crazy. So I'm like, mental health? Man, that's premeditated. So mental health, why the hell he go order a damn vest? So I don't know, man. Crazy things going on.
Okay.
So I think that's all I got to say, man, for right now. I'll let you know what happened today.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it.
I'm going to get to understand because my cousin, he go to this church or whatever. I want to know, really. I gave him input on it, but I want to know his input on it.
All right.
I'll put on it whatever.
All right.
Situation what happened today. So call me after work, and I guess I'm a so-called here. I might.
If you find something out, let me know.
You say what?
If you find something out, let me know.
I am about you. I want you to block Brent when I tell you too, because he might make a joke out of AI saying no.
No marker.
He already.
No marker. You're not. No marker coming from me.
All right, man.
All right, twin. That's twin. But yeah, he brought up a lot of stuff, and somebody pointed out, yeah, man, truant officers, that was a big deal. Even though I'm not sure how big of a deal that was. If you only got, a few people absent, all that kind of stuff. The schools is in the neighborhoods. The teachers kind of know the students and get an opportunity to meet with the parents. Then you can do things differently. You can move differently. But I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just going back to the neighborhood schools. Just go back to the neighborhood schools. Teach the basics. And you can have a special school here or there. And so if kids show some particular skill set or propensity for, whatever, then you can kind of steer them that way, maybe, but maybe not as much. I like the idea of going back just to neighborhood schools. From K through 12. Neighborhood schools. I have to pause here. I see Janice Robertson is in the comments. And today is Janice's birthday. I want to say happy birthday to Janice Robertson. Happy birthday. I'm not going to ask how old you are. You might want to share. You might not. But today is her birthday. Everybody send positive energy, positive vibes, and happy birthday wishes to Janice. Y'all know she's my favorite. And so I want everybody to say happy birthday to her. That's very important for me. That's about it about that. Oh, let me see. What else is going on that I wanted to talk about? There was something else. We had the chief. I think Twin might have derailed. When I say derailed, just when you start talking about something, it throws me off, and it's hard for me to get back to whatever it is I was talking about, because y'all know I had that 17th degree COVID. But I know I was saying something about the kids and CPS and or the parents. And yeah, it's a parental issue. It's a parental issue. And it really is it's society, man. I'm one of them defeatists. I just think this is where we are, and we heading down a hill. There's no turning back. There's no turning back. You might be able to do some stuff to slow it down. Y'all know I used to, well, y'all may not know this. I love sledding. Love sledding. Growing up, in our backyard, we had a big hill. And y'all know that was in the 70s when we used to get a lot of snow. And, oh man, and just when you get to going down a hill and you pick up momentum, it's virtually impossible to stop. You can slow yourself down, but it's very difficult to stop and then get back to the top of the hill. You have to do a full stop and slowly go back up the hill. To me, that's the same thing we're looking at now. We are morals, values, character. We are headed down a very steep hill. I'm not just talking about black people. I'm not just talking about white people. I'm just talking really worldwide. But here in this country, things are off the rails. And virtually anything that you look at and you say, this is a part of the answer to the problems that we're having, it's not just that. It's not just whatever it is that you're talking about. There's, of course, something that led to that. Well, the parents need to be more involved. Well, the parents ain't involved because they don't care. And I'm saying both parents. And a lot of times the father ain't there. Why the father ain't there? The father ain't there because people are, I'm going to say loose. I don't know better. I'm sure I know better words, but I can't think of one right now. People are loose. So people just out there having sex and having babies with any and everybody. And you know what I'm saying? You got 5, 6, 7 kids out here. It's a good chance you're not gonna be at all 5, 6, 7 of their lives at the same level. And you know what I'm saying? Now she got 5, 6, 7 kids by 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever different dudes. He's not gonna be in their lives at the same level, or those men are not gonna be. So they're missing so much. Why are we doing this? Violence is on another level, but that's what our culture preaches and teaches and celebrates. How do we stop all of this? How do you go back to the beginning? I don't know. Ron.
Hey man, we can just roll our ass off on the way down this hill and hope for the best. Because, like you said, I mean, how do we do it? And I mean, like, and if if you're a defeatist, then I am too, because I know. I mean, we just can't. We just can't. We can't. We can't put a reverse on all this stuff. And that's what I be saying, and I know, you don't agree with me, as far as, Trump goes, but that's what I be saying as far as he goes, as far as me voting for him or me wanting him to be elected. Trump ain't gonna fix nothing. I mean, Trump ain't gonna fix it. He can barely fix stuff. But we on the way, we on the trajectory down an inevitable hill that we can't pull up from. And I mean, like I said, the only thing I want us to get a chance to is roll ourselves off a bit as black folk, because this the last chance black folk gonna get to care about each other and to be black and care about each other. When going back to caring about, the kids, and I grew up in the Fay Apartments and Avondale Fay Apartments, Forest Park, and when I lived in the Fay, 2344 Nottingham, and Miss Laverne and the Swains, Miss Laverne took care of everybody. She really took care of me, and she had 5 other kids. And when my mother was off at work, when she knew I was supposed to have my ass in the house, she ain't never snitched on me or nothing like that. But she looked out for me, and everybody else in our court looked out for each other. And we have to come back to that camaraderie, if just for a minute, and everybody ain't gonna come. Everybody ain't gonna come. It's some ignorant freaking black folk out here, and I shit. I don't want everybody to come with me, because like I said, it's some folk that's done perpetuated this stuff, that the violence and the I don't even know what to say, the debauchery of everything that the world has to offer, and it's not just black folk, it's everybody. But like I said, I'm talking about black folk getting together, and it's black folk that look, like I said, we don't want them all to come, but everybody, like Iris, get together, um, everybody to go down to Government Square, and everybody can't do it. People at work and all that other stuff, and other people got other commitments. But I know that there's other people down there that can do it, and if we don't get back to that and get back to that in a hurry, we gonna be in a world of trouble. And and I'll just say this one other thing, uh, um, with the exception of happy birthday, Janice. Um, it was a scary thought for me to have. Now I'm a gun enthusiast, you know, and I looked at what some of those guns were, and I know, you know, how what guns they keep in little cases and stuff, you know, and I looked at what the guns that they snatched in that Range USA down in Florence, and the fact that those guns are in this city somewhere, and it's hundreds of them. And those, you know, they talking about gun buybacks or turning something. They not those. They not turning guns. Those guns are hundreds and thousands of dollars. They not turning guns, and they not guns to play with. That is some heavy artillery those young folk got out of that store, and that's here in our community, and it's so dangerous. And some people, that's why probably why Fiji went ahead and said what she said, because they know that them guns here in the community, and only thing it takes is one stupid kid to not pull it out the right way, to have it fall and try to reach for it. You know, I mean, it's just dangerous. But like you said, we on a trajectory down at impending doom, and we have to all those ones getting off, get off. All those ones that want to go down there, shit, you know, fast forward. Anyway, happy belated birthday to you, and happy birthday to Janice again.
All right.
You be cool.
Hey, Ron.
All right. What's
Ron,
up?
you see, there's a movie trailer out called what is it, The Gray Man? Where where there's
I think
I
I
don't
think I've seen it.
I don't actually think that's the name of the movie, but in the movie they talk about the Gray Man. And when I saw that, you know, I thought about you. And
No,
I was wondering if you've seen it and if that kind of mimics what you were discussing.
no, it's but no, it's a trip because the when I say a gray man, it's like it's just it's a dude. It's a dude. It's a dude. You know, dressed and clothes. Jeans or whatever. But he just appears gray. I can't see him. I can't see him. I just can't see him. He just appears gray, and it's a trip. Like I said, I I wanted to communicate with the chick that's seen him the last time, or well, that's seen him with me, and she won't talk to me, because I cheated on her. But I know that I want to ask her if she remembers what he looks like, because that was the only person that's seen him besides me.
Wait, so he not
But
like, I don't really want to dwell on this, but he not like, you know how in the movies he like a kind of a smoky character, like he's an actual,
no, no,
he's a, you just can't
no.
make
I
out his
mean,
features and stuff.
it's like I said, it's a physical man. It's just a physical man, and only I mean I don't know if I just remember just the gray, or if it was I can't describe it, but I just remember gray. I can't see him has anything. All the other times I've seen this man, I've only seen him in my memory as gray. I gray jeans, gray hands, gray shirt, gray face, gray hat. I just seen him in gray.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All
But
right.
I do understand what those are, their protection, because every time I've figured out every time I've seen that entity, some things have happened, and
Oh,
it's protection. So it's it is what it is.
okay. All
All
right.
right,
Hey, I appreciate your call.
all right, 100.
All right. That was Ron. I was just curious because I saw there's a trailer out. It's a movie with some famous actress in it. Uh, and they're talking about, ooh, if the gray man finds you and if the gray man touches you or something bad gonna happen or whatever. So, and of course that made me think of Ron. I just was curious if he'd seen that and if that's his iteration of what I was referring to as a dark man. But yeah, no, man, it's just one of them things with regard to our culture, everything going downhill, and everybody just seemed to be okay with it. Everybody just seemed to be okay with it. It worries me and it bothers me. Daryl says that's an old movie, E-Man. You are being petty. No, 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 no. It's not an old movie. It's a movie that's not out yet. The name of the movie is not The Gray Man, but it's a movie that is coming out. And I wish I could think of it. It's a movie that's coming out that is not out yet, so it's not old. And it's not titled, like I said, it's not The Gray Man as a movie. It's titled something else. I saw the trailer for it, and it was interesting. And y'all have to excuse me. I guess I slept wrong. I can't turn my head this as far as I can turn it without it really hurting. It really hurts, and I feel it, down my shoulder blade. Well, down this shoulder blade, not plural. But, it hurt to turn this far. See, y'all can't see because I look like I'm turning. But right there hurt. As far as I can turn it, it hurt. Ron says, is that the one with Halle Berry? No, the one with Halle Berry is something like Don't Let Go or something like that. Hold On Tight or whatever it is. That's the one with Halle Berry. No, this is another one. It's a majority white cast. And if I see it again, I'll try to remember the name of the movie. But, yeah, no, in the trailer, they're talking about The Gray Man. What else is going on? Because there was a few other things going on. Vernon says there's a movie on Netflix right now called The Gray Man. I've not watched it, but it's one of those movies where the ex-CIA guy is being haunted by other agents. Yeah, no, it's not that. It's not that. Yeah, right. Had a dream about wrestling. Now your ginger snap neck hurt. Shahara says, Before I Let Go. I'm not sure that that's the name of the movie. Halle Berry horror movie. Yes, it's Never Let Go. Never Let Go. Shahara, why would you come in here and give me some bad information? Why would you come in here and give me bad information? What's wrong with you, woman? No, I'm just teasing. I like to tease, Shahara. But yeah, no, I that was it about that. Your neck hurt. Did you go to Kroger? Was Hulk Hogan there? I don't know why my neck hurt. I don't know why. Well, again, I slept wrong. I slept in some funny way. Shahara says, did you watch the Kevin Hart show on Peacock? Yes, I watched the Kevin Hart show on Peacock. how many episodes is it supposed to be? I watched 2 of them, and I was like, okay, here's what I'll give y'all. It's not bad. Like it's engaging. It's captivating. I don't like Kevin Hart, so I am finding a hard time kind of getting into it. But I could watch it as long as it ain't too many episodes. This thing should maybe go 6 at the most. 6 at the most. 8 is too many. 8 is too many. So how many episodes is it supposed to be? How many episodes is it supposed to be? And I need somebody with MGM Plus. I need somebody with MGM Plus. I need their password so that I can log into MGM Plus and watch From. Season 3 started, and I need to be able to watch it. I watched the first 2 seasons. I did the 7-day trial. But I'm not paying, $6.99 a month for MGM Plus for From. So I need somebody with... Look, I got a couple of channels that I got a password I can change, exchange with you, and you give me MGM Plus, and, we'll be cool that way. I'm not paying for MGM Plus. It's not going to happen. Daryl says, my cousin is in episode 2 and 3. Congratulations. Congratulations. Twin says, get you a Fire Stick. No. I keep telling y'all, I will not get a Fire Stick. I'm not going to jail on no nonsense like a Fire Stick. I'm not going to jail off of no Fire Stick, y'all. It's not happening. Shahara said, I need the same. Can someone please let me borrow their MGM Plus? I need MGM Plus. Janice says, for some reason, I don't like Kevin Hart. If I hear him say cash backing one more time. But what else is going on? There's something else going on. Oh, the whole thing with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance, has he just decided I'm not likable and I'm gonna just make stuff up, exaggerate truths, and just be the most obnoxious person that I can be? Has he made that decision? Yes, he's standing in front of the eggs. You can clearly see the price on the eggs is not $4, and he's saying that they are. He's exaggerating. Some would say lying. And like he said, if he had to create a story, he's gonna create a story. Do we really want that? Seabury says, yes, J.D. Vance told Dana he knows that he lies and doesn't care. Yeah, he said, if I have to create a story to get the media to focus on something, then that's what I'm going to do. Twin says, them eggs are $4 at Kroger. Well, he said Kroger's. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know if that's true or not, but where he was, they weren't. And that is not the national average. And I don't understand why some people don't think that, like, accurate information matters. If you're talking about something like the price of a thing, you can't just make up numbers. You can't just make up a number. Especially when all you got to do, I can turn this way. No, I can't turn this way as fast as I thought. All you got to do is turn and look at the number. But if it don't fit your narrative, then you can't use that. Again, if you're talking about the average price of this and this year was this, and the average price of this is this much now, go find out what the average price was in those two time periods. You can't just give out bad information like that. Dante.
What's happening, E-Man?
Hey, how you doing, Dante?
I'm good, man. Keep your eyes on Jerusalem. Hey.
I would do my best.
I had to say that, man. I don't know why. But, no, man, that fight night, man, that's excellent, man. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan either, but it's excellent.
I don't know if it's excellent. It's like I said, it's captivating and engaging.
Man, it's excellent. It's excellent. It's excellent. The storyline and everything is
Stop.
excellent.
It is not excellent. The dude that they had playing Muhammad Ali was horrible.
Yeah, he was horrible.
Yeah, so that's
right.
a part of excellence.
All right. I give you a 9 out of 10. Yeah, he was terrible. Yeah, he was terrible. He was terrible. But I'm saying, as far as the storyline and you know, the other actors and actresses, it was great. But what I called for is about the kids, man.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a bus driver, coach operator as they call it. But I'm on my layover right now, so I can call. The thing with these kids, man, this is not new, man.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you know, we've been as working for Metro, we've been trying to tell them about this problem for a long time. A lot of it has been covered up because we had those school routes. So it wasn't really released to the public because a lot of kids didn't go downtown or to the other bus terminals because we had the direct school routes that would let them off at home. But the behavior that we've seen on the school routes and that we've seen on buses is like, man, you couldn't imagine. And I'm being serious. And I disagree when you say, where are the parents? Because the parents don't know the behavior that their kids have, that their kids are displaying. And I say that because there have been times that kids have done things. And, you know, everything on the Metro bus is recorded. And, you know, we'll bring kids in, or they'll have conferences at school with the parents, and we'll show it on video. And the kids that are behaving on these videos, you know, at Government Square, at Oakley Square or whatever, they are not the same kids when their parents are there. They're totally different. The parents are like, what the hell are you doing? It's no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. They're totally different when their parents are around. The stuff that they are doing, man, these are personal choices that these kids are making to behave like this. It was not, I'm not going to say all, a lot of them were not sent out the house to behave this way. They're totally different kids when their parents are around versus when they're outside alone or with their friends. That's why I say I disagree, and it's the parents' fault.
Well,
where are the parents?
Well, let me explain my position on that. And again, I've dealt with unruly and bad kids and all of that kind of stuff. And again, what I have found is that the parents who will actually take the time to show up, they're usually not the problem. But you have a certain group of parents, they're not going to show up. Right. They're not going to be at the parent-teacher conference. They're not going to be in the principal's office watching the video from the bus. Their kid is just going to be out there doing what their kid is doing. So I thought I said that earlier, but I really believe, yes, I agree with you that there's a segment of the young population whose parents do care and they don't know what's going on, but those are the parents that'll show up to try to fix those problems. But you have another large segment. And when I say large, I'm not talking 60% of the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You're
right,
still
yeah,
only
yeah.
talking, probably less than 1%. But it's enough of them. Less than 1% of a huge number is a good number of people. And so, yeah, those kids, their parents are just not, and they're the ones who are kind of perpetuating this culture for the other kids to act out when their parents ain't there.
And that's absolutely true. Because, like, I remember back when we were doing school routes, there would be certain kids that, like, we were able to hold kids accountable, and we were able to control a lot of behavior when we had school routes, because these were the only this was the only means of transportation to get home. So they had to control themselves because this is the only way that they could get home. Well, now we don't have school routes. Well, if I'm doing a route 4 and I try to hold you accountable on my bus, well, you sit back and you'll say, well, I'll wait on the next bus. I don't have to ride your bus. I can get on the next 40. Whereas when we had those school routes, we can control it because this was your only means of transportation to get home. Now you can wait till, this might happen at 3, you can wait till 4 o'clock to get on the bus. Nobody knows what happened because you're not being held accountable for your actions because you just get on the next bus. And nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem. They don't know what they did when they took these school routes away. They created a huge problem when they did this.
Well, when who took the school routes away?
CPS, Metro, whoever's responsible for it.
But I mean, that's a big issue. Who is actually responsible for it?
Yeah. Because they told the public, well, we didn't have enough drivers to run those schools. Yeah, they did. It was about money. Once that levy passed, they gave Metro that money. They no longer needed the budget of CPS, so they were able to cut those kids off. Because they didn't need that CPS budget because we passed that levy to give Metro money. They didn't need that CPS budget anymore. They cut them off. There was a time when CPS was our main concern at Metro because they brought in all the money. There were times that other routes didn't go out because school routes didn't go out. So the other routes had to wait because CPS paid that money. Once we passed that levy, well, they didn't need that CPS budget. So they let CPS go. That's what the problem was. It wasn't about not having enough drivers. That's bull crap.
I could see that.
But yeah, that's what happened. Honestly, to the public, that's what happened. But these kids, man, Emanuel, I'm telling you, brother, I can give you stories of stuff that these kids have done that you wouldn't believe. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. You said before, it's not all black kids, it's all kids. Well, it's a 90-10 type thing. Because I've dealt with the kids, because we had routes that went to St. X, that went to LaSalle, I went to Walnut Hills. Guess what? The LaSalle kids, the St. X kids, they sat down. 9 times out of 10, they were catching up on homework, or they were on their phone, or they were on their laptop, and it was cool. Walnut Hills kids, pretty much the same thing. They section off in their groups, and they pretty much behave themselves. But guess what? When you got to the Withrow route, you got to the Woodward route, or you got to the Western Hills route, totally different behavior, totally different conversation, totally different aroma on the bus, if you know what I mean. Everything was different.
But again, I don't think that that's a race thing.
It may not be a race thing, but I'm telling you what, most of them that I saw when that happened was the same color that I am.
But what I'm saying when I say it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, if you go into, I'm gonna throw Price Hill out here, but I don't know the racial makeup of Price Hill enough to say that with confidence. But if you go into an area where there's a lower socioeconomic class white majority, you're gonna see the same majority white people doing the same thing. And if you
totally agree.
if you put the black people, private school black people on the same bus with them, then you're gonna be like, whoa, them black people was acting decent. They on their phone, they catching up on their homework, but then white people was going, wow. So it's not that's what I'm saying. It's not a race thing. It's
I can agree with that.
Yeah, it's
I can agree with that.
Class.
But and then three. I usually don't, respond to anybody like they can't respond. They don't have the ability to respond back right away. But about the thing that Twin keeps saying, I've heard him repeat this on other shows. He's saying the police can't patrol. One thing you have to know about the police: the police are not there to prevent crime. They're there to react once the crime happens. It's almost impossible to prevent a crime. Because if I got in my mind that I'm going to get Emanuel, no matter if the police outside or not, I'm going to get Emanuel. They're not going to prevent that from happening. So the police is basically like reactionary, pretty much. That's what people need to understand about the police. It's very rare that the police prevents crime from happening. They're usually reactionary. Once the crime happens, they show up and, take the report or whatever.
I understand what you're saying. I don't 100% agree. Although I do 100% understand what you mean. Well, I mean, I don't believe. I believe
unless a police officer show up in the commission of a crime, they're not there to prevent. They're not going to prevent a crime. It's just not going to happen.
But I don't know if that's true. I think that's why people have like private police details show up at events, because if there are no police there, then people are free to do any and everything that they want to do. But seeing a heavy police presence will deter some criminal or mischievous activity.
It depends on what the crime is, because like I said, if I have if me and Emanuel have some kind of street beef, right? It just so happens, just say, it's 4:00 in the afternoon, and the police are sitting at the stop sign. Just happen to say, since he brought it up, Went Terrace. His twin brought it up, Went Terrace. If I see you at the stop sign, this will happen. The police sitting at the stop sign. Well, guess what, Emanuel? I might not get you today at the stop sign, but I might get you. I'm going to get you tonight. I'm going to get you tomorrow. I'm going to get you Saturday at the store, but I'm going to get you. The only thing you did is prevent it from happening that day, but it's going to happen.
No, I understand that. That's the part that I agree with. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to happen. But I think, as far as getting guns out of these kids' hands, it's not. They're not going to turn in a $1,600 weapon for a $100 Walmart card. It's just not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen. But anyway, thanks for giving me a little bit of time, brother, and I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
All right. That was Dante. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things. It's one of them things. And again, people always want to talk about solutions and the answer, and man, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. For real, I'm at a, it sound bad, but I'm kind of at a give up stage. Which is, I know it's bad. I really believe, and this is where my conservative comes out, I believe in personal responsibility. I really do. I have one biological child. I could have a lot more, but I have one biological child. And I did my best to raise her the best that I could. And I have one biological grandchild. And I do my best to help her parents raise her as best we can. I have 2 children that are not my biological children. And I did my best. You know what I'm saying? That's my responsibility. Either it's my responsibility through birth or the responsibility that I took on. And so it's a personal, you got to take care of yours first. You got to take care of yours first. I've helped with other children. You know, I'm not there with them. They don't live with me. So, you know, I'm not there with them 24 hours a day, 7 days. Well, I wasn't even with Matt 24 hours a day, but you know what I'm saying. You can only invite a kid to your house and try to show them something different when you can do that. Ron says the majority of people do their best. I'm struggling with that, Ron. I'm struggling with that. Yes, the majority of people do their best. We're talking about small numbers of people here, but those small numbers of people have a huge impact. Again, 10 people arrested, either 10 or 20. I don't remember which it was. I think it's 30 since the beginning of the year and 10 since the start of this school year. So 10 people is less than 0.05 of a percentage point. But 10 people is a lot of people since the beginning of the school year. So is the majority, would I say that the majority of people are doing their best and their kids are not being arrested? Yes, yes, yes. So what are we going to do about the 0.5% of people that are creating the problems? That 0.5% of parents who don't care. They have totally given themselves 100% over to the culture. Because that 0.5%, I know I said 0.05% got arrested, but I think, you know, there's at least 10 times that many who are just doing stuff, but it didn't rise to the level of, you know, police actually arresting them. Police, sit down, stop acting up, da 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 da. You know, you got a lot more people acting up that don't get arrested. What do we do? Because we can't rely on those parents to be in the majority because they're clearly not. CK.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
How you doing, sir?
Right, I got it. That's smooth. Like how you brought that in, smooth. Like it's better than abruption. You know what I mean? Abruption, interruption. Then you do it smooth. How you just keep on. It's better like that, ain't it?
I like a good abruption every now and then.
Oh, I feel you. Look, yeah, abruption is good.
Give me some IV fluids afterwards.
Hell yeah.
What's on your mind?
Man. I'm glad you said you watched that fight night, dude.
Yeah, we just kind of talked about that for a moment. I did watch it. It's a decent show. Again, I still struggling with Kevin Hart being the star and everything. That Muhammad Ali character is terrible.
You didn't like that. What would you give Ali from 0 to 10, the actor?
Maybe a 3.
Okay,
4
okay, that's fair.
Tops.
3, 4.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, he got the role, but you know, he getting a 3. Like, you didn't give him a 0. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I mean, he's there. He exists. But
so what did you give out? So you was impressed with Fresh Prince impression of Ali? Was you impressed with that?
No, I thought Will Smith played Ali like he was in serious cognitive decline the entire movie.
Hold up. So dude get a 3, 4, 5. What did Fresh Prince get on Ali, the movie? What you give him on that one?
I don't know that it's fair to say because, of course, that was the focus of the movie. So he had more opportunity to branch out and all of that kind of stuff. I might give him a 5, a 6, maybe.
Okay. Barely passed.
Yeah.
You barely gonna give him a role. You
Yeah.
would have been one of the executives saying, "Nah, let's find somebody else for this role."
Yeah. Again, I think he played Muhammad Ali the entire movie as if Muhammad Ali was already in some serious cognitive decline.
Yeah. Okay. You can't let Ali, who is not an actor, outperform you, and that's your profession, sir. The movie The Greatest was better than the movie Ali, right? You seen both of them?
I don't remember The Greatest. I know I saw it, but I don't remember it.
Okay. Well, sir, I gotta tell you, Ali did a magnificent performance playing Cassius Clay. You hear me?
Okay.
You gotta watch it. I mean, I know you watch old school movies every now and then.
Hold on. Vernon says Will was nominated for an Oscar for that role, and so that don't mean that he was good to them. He asking me my opinion, and he was not good at all to me. And Logic Slayer says a 3 or 4 out of 10, or 3 or 4 out of 5 out of 10. I'm giving a 3 or 4 out of 10. Go ahead, CK. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, but I think dude did a well job. Cause see, I didn't see Will Smith play it. I seen the son off of Steve Urkel show, Family Matters. He played him. Remember the Big Brother?
I remember him. I don't remember him playing him.
Yes, he played him in the Don King movie, the HBO special.
I saw that, but I don't remember.
Yes, it was him in the hospital bed when Don King brought the money in. He was the darkest Ali I ever seen.
Okay.
He was. You know that. Hey.
Oh.
So do you know how beast mode that dude had to be in the rehearsal to get that part? He probably was the darkest dude at the rehearsal camp.
Okay.
Did he use his Family Matters muscle to get the part?
I never really thought about that, but yeah, he's a darker brother.
So the guy we had playing him now was kind of darker too, right?
Yeah, he's a little darker. Yeah.
Yep. But I like the performance. I like the stars coming together like that. We got a all-star cast. Taraji P. Henson, come on now. And what did you think about special guest, starring special guest Terrence Howard? What was your opinion of him?
He's playing a character. I don't have a problem with his character.
But with all that stars, what did you feel about them saying special guest?
It don't bother me none. Maybe it's something he worked out in his contract. I don't know how they make those decisions.
Yeah, no, he's just showing. They showing you. Samuel's like, look, come here, brother. We need you. He out the business. He's out the Hollywood game. He's in the numbers game. He turned into a numbers man. You heard about that?
I heard about it. I didn't actually watch what he said or Neil deGrasse Tyson's response to it, just because everything I heard about it made it sound so ridiculous that I didn't even put much effort into really seeing what was going on.
Yeah, 1 multiplied by 1. That was the big discussion. You know what I mean? And he solved the puzzle that people was regurgitating for years. And he found out 1 times 1 really is 2. So we got to thank Terrence Howard for coming up with that. Huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not true, but...
Well, like he said, how can you multiply one thing multiplied by another? Don't mean that's another. You got to add that.
Well,
multiple.
No, let's not really get into it, but one time is 1.
Mm-hmm. And if you multiply that towards another 1, there you go, 2, Terrence Howard.
No. That would be addition. Multiplying is taking the thing however many times you're multiplying it. So if you take 1 time, that's 1.
So you need to read the definition of what multiplying is. You need to read the definition. It'll tell you the whole definition. You have been. That's what I'm saying. Remember, Terrence Hyde came out with this.
Terrence Howard, you know, he could be wrong. I haven't seen what he said, but if he's suggesting that one time is anything more than one, I'm gonna say he's wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we using official definition. See, he just, but yeah, great movie. Like you said, so you caught all the way up, or you just watched a couple of them?
No, I just watched a couple of them. Not caught all the way up, but I mean, it seems okay. It seems like an okay series. I don't like Kevin Hart. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to. I went to see my counselor Tuesday, and you got to work on that, man. You might need to see counseling because these stars, you're a star hater, a black star hater.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
There are
I
some.
remember how you treated.
No, there are some entertainers that I don't care for. And they can be white, they can be black. There are some entertainers that I don't care for. Their persona. Now, I don't know any of them personally, so I don't have any personal animosity towards anybody I can think of except for Big Bird. But I don't know them.
Yeah, you took your personal animosity out on Big Bird. You already had a preconceived notion from watching Girlfriends.
No, I didn't. I had no preconceived. I don't take their roles as their actual personality. So if I meet a celebrity, which I've met a few, from my perspective, they're a bit of a blank slate, and you've done nothing to me, I've done nothing to you, and I have no animosity towards you. Like, if I met Kevin Hart face to face, again, I don't like his persona, but I know that, a lot of times that's carefully kind of put together to push out a personality that they want the people to see. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's who he is as a man. So if I met him as a man, then it would be blank slate. Forget the persona. I'm meeting a whole new person, and I would conduct myself as if I've never seen or known anything about his personality. So that's totally different.
Yeah, we all knew you had a problem when you raised a fuss at LeBron for doing that King Kong poster back when he was a young lad.
Yeah, my problem, believe it or not, my problem was not necessarily him posing as the gorilla. My problem was his problem with people having a problem with him posing as the gorilla.
Oh, I got you. That makes sense. You like just taking a stride. Don't even worry if you're gonna be a G, be a G. I feel you. I see what you're saying right there. You like, yeah, don't try to backpedal. You know what I mean?
Well, no, he didn't try to backpedal. He started blaming other people, like as if we wasn't seeing what we were seeing, and somehow we were the problem. Like, no, fool, you posed as a gorilla on the cover of a magazine. Now it's my fault that I noticed that you posed as a gorilla on the cover of a magazine? How you mad at me? Because you was a gorilla.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, well, the young lad was hurt. He was getting all that. You know how they be getting all that fanfare. So he was hurt, But he learned from that, I believe.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
He's supporting Kamala Harris, too.
Okay. Good for him. I don't care all that much about who celebrities support. I mean, I guess that's good. It helps in terms of, I'm going to say, kind of knowing their worldview and all of that kind of stuff. But, maybe it moves the needle a little bit. But from my perspective, I don't really care.
Right. It don't mean nothing for real. It's something they use against you. That's why a lot of people don't like to talk about those issues. But, man, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you checked out the show, though. Yep.
All right. Have you seen that Aaron Hernandez piece on Hulu? It's on FX, I believe.
That's a good one.
It's there. It's
Oh,
there.
okay. What, is it a little weird or something?
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody,
Oh, okay.
but I'll
Okay,
just
I got
say,
you.
I can say they're focusing way too much on one thing. Y'all already told us that. We know it now. If the whole series is just going to be about that one thing,
Yeah.
I don't even need to watch it no more. I thought I was going to
Right.
get, maybe some dramatized insight into something. Y'all just focused on one thing. All
And we
right.
know it.
We know. Can we move on?
Mm-hmm. And we know what that one thing is, Hollywood. Hollywood's favorite thing that shine. Yep. But I'm going to watch it, though, and I'm going to check back in with you. You know what I mean? I'm going to watch the first episode, see what it's hitting on.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate your call. All right. That was CK. Shahara says, what's the one thing? I haven't watched it yet. I'm not going to say what it is. I think everybody kind of know what it is. I don't have a problem with them bringing it up. But it's been the focus. I think I watched 2 episodes. It's been the focus the entire time. Like, that is the focus of the series. Like, it's other stuff that was clearly issues. How about we focus on some of the other stuff too? So, yes, Daryl. And Daryl, that is the entire, from my perspective, that's the entire focus of the show. Walter said, I wouldn't even waste my time watching the Aaron Hernandez series. It's just... T. Mikey G said, if you meet Kevin Hart face to face, are you taller or shorter? I don't know. I don't know. How tall is he? I'm 5'5". How tall is Kevin Hart? I don't know. Twin says, Emanuel, you said 2 + 2 = 7. You're right. I did say that. Because it does. And I'm not going to argue. I said what I said. Brent.
What's going on, E-Man?
How you doing?
I'm all right. I thought we agreed last time that 2 men can no longer have beef. So there is no beef between you and Lincoln. It's just a conflict.
No, there's absolutely, now, he might have an issue with me, but I don't have an issue with him.
Yeah, but it's not a beef. It's a conflict. The whole P. Diddy debauchery, no, it's a conflict.
Well, I've talked to a lot of, I've talked to some women, and he definitely don't have beef with nobody. That's what I was told. I'm just... That's what I was told.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no. He has issues with me. I don't have issues with him.
Oh, my goodness. If I was, well, good thing I'm darker than you, or I might be blushing. Did you hear about the one Mallory dude who looked like he had on some of MC Hammer's old sunglasses that he had to sell when he went bankrupt with the Kango? Well, you may not have seen that on Lincoln's show. But
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I won't talk about that then.
You can talk about it. I just don't.
Well, no, he was against issue 1.
Yeah, I heard Lincoln this morning. Again,
Yeah.
I listened from right around 10 to 10:30, and I heard him this morning saying that yesterday he had guests who were against issue 1. I think he said Dale Mallory was one of them.
Yeah, it was Dale Mallory, some dude who Lincoln thought may have been a preacher, and then Mr. Low-Hanging Fruit himself, Freeman McNeil. And just with Freeman McNeil being there and on their side, that automatically put me against. I don't even know the details of issue 1, but if Freeman McNeil, with his silly low-hanging fruit comment that had him so much now against Democrats, is on that side, I got to be on the other, or I got to really consider where my stances are. But
I mean, I just kind of briefly glanced through it. I haven't read the 17 pages yet. Again, I will.
Yeah.
But I haven't read the 17 pages yet. But I will say, just kind of on the surface, I don't understand why anybody would be against drawing the districts out of the hands of lobbyists and politicians. But
yeah,
one thing that, again, just at a glance, that I didn't get is it seemed to me, again, I'm gonna say this a few times just so people understand that I'm not saying that I have a full understanding of it, so I'm not putting this out as a fact and take my word for it and roll with it, okay? So just from my quick glance at it, it seemed like they might be having an issue figuring out then who is gonna draw the lines. How are those people gonna be selected and informed to draw lines? So I have to read more into it to see kind of get all the details. But just the idea that we don't want politicians creating all of these screwed up districts to protect their seats sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, and I know in other states they have a commission that they use in order to draw the districts to make it more bipartisan and more fair, so these politicians aren't, gerrymandering their districts so they can say even the craziest, wildest, most outlandish things like the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Lauren Boeberts and people like that. They can get there and say whatever they want because they know they are not in fear of losing their seat even if they have a real scandal.
Right.
But but for even like what down here in Texas, Austin. Austin is a super liberal city. They have a 5 Points area down there. They have a 5 Points area, but there's a lot of hipsters, or if hipsters are still a thing. But that city should be. You should have at least 3 Democratic representatives based out of Austin and around there, but there isn't a single one. And why is that? They have a gerrymander so much that one of the districts runs from Austin all the way up to the outskirts of Dallas, Texas, which is about 3 hours away. So that's how they have that district drawn, and they have it chopped up so that Democrats down here, the Republicans have super majorities. They run the table, House, Senate, Attorney General, any statewide elected office, they own it, which is, so I definitely understand why they do that. And here in Texas, white folks are the minority. Latinos and blacks combined, they could actually run the table if it wasn't for gerrymandering. And then the suppression, like their drop boxes, for instance. They passed a law where there can only be 1 drop box per county. Now, out in those rural counties, you may have 300 people, and that's reasonable. But in Houston County, the county that Houston is in, Harris County, they have over 4 million people. So what sense does it make to have only 1 drop box unless you're trying to suppress the vote? In that sense, but yeah. But that's enough of that right there. The birthday shout-out, I'm glad you caught that one. I thought Lincoln was going to catch on there for a second when I mentioned other people who had birthdays on the same day as his grandson, but he didn't. But it's a simple formula to disarm Lincoln. And I'm surprised Lincoln hasn't caught on over the years, because the first thing, all you got to do is either heap compliments upon him or talk about sports. Them racist white folks that call in and those ultra Republicans, they do it all the time. And Lincoln, for some reason, he forgets everything, forgets what they said before, and goes right along with it. And then you slowly but surely turn up the heat on him and get him to agree and stuff. Then you can flip it on him. And once he's finally agreed to the flipped argument, it's too late and your call is over and he has to move on to the next caller. But that's the classic formula that them racists be using on him all the time, and he just doesn't seem to catch on. But you know what? Last thing before we get to the wrestling report, I think me and Miss Nettie got beef.
Oh.
Because somebody reported to her or told her, she doesn't have Facebook, but somebody told her about the little video clip I made with the real Terrence Howard and a representation of Miss Nettie, along with the Jodeci video when they out in the desert for some reason. But it apparently, just from hearing about it, pissed her off so much, and she expressed that on Lincoln Show that I actually brought down the video, took it down. I said, that was not my intent, but in offending people, the intent doesn't matter, so it's no problem. So if folks have a good picture of Miss Nettie and not the mama from the Three Bears from Bugs Bunny, please send it to me so I'll re-upload that video with her actual face there. So if she doesn't like it after that, hey, she didn't want to be coming on to Terrence Howard. That ain't my fault for bringing out, what she actually does.
Well, I missed the whole video. I did, again, I listened from 10 to 10:30 today, and I heard him mention something about Nettie. I didn't know what the whole deal was because they didn't say it, very much. He didn't get into much detail about it. So, okay.
Yeah, because I did one with you with the the stale ginger snaps, and I did one with Lincoln with a whole cabinet full of brown liquor. And I was like, hold up, Terrence is younger. Terrence is around our age, so I got to give him a better reference than some little boy preacher screaming, yeah. So, yeah, I found that little snippet and ran with it. But
all right.
But oh well. But it is time for the wrestling report.
All right, and I missed Monday.
I missed Monday too.
Only thing I know, and I guess this is a spoiler alert, is that whichever one of the Usos, either Jay or Jimmy, I don't know them apart. The blue one,
I don't either.
Won the Intercontinental title.
Yes, Yeet Uso, we'll call him.
Yes.
Because the other Uso, he still is nowhere to be found.
Right.
But I haven't seen the match either. I just saw, I forgot, I was on some of the other social media sites and they were talking about the Black Wrestling page. But yeah, so I need to go back and watch that. But once they said that was the main event, I had an inkling that he was actually going to win the match, and I'm glad he did. And Braun Breaker, some folks are mad that he lost and everything, but they are already setting him up to be a future world champion. So him losing the Intercontinental belt is really no big deal.
They say they're about to turn him. The rumor is they're about to turn him face. So
yeah,
it's reasonable.
Yeah, folks tend to be better as heels. Well, his personality seems like he'd be better as a heel than a face, but you just got to get him with the right heel to turn him babyface. So maybe they'll turn. They won't turn, but maybe they'll put him up against what's the New Zealand dude or the Australian dude that gave the 5 splashes off the top rope. I can't think of his name. Big Bronson Reed.
Oh.
So maybe they'll have Bronson Reed, destroy him a few times, and that'll turn him enough in order to be a good babyface. But he has to come in and try and save someone in order to then get beat down to come back as a face. So maybe they'll do something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember how they turned, because initially Goldberg was a heel, and eventually they turned him face, and of course that was the biggest thing ever. So
are you talking about WCW Goldberg?
Yeah.
No, he just came in. His first match was against Hugh Morris. And he just came in and won that match out of nowhere.
He was a heel though. He was a heel.
He was more like, I wouldn't call him a heel. He was more like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He didn't say much. He just went in there, no smile on his face, no interviews.
No, because
And
remember when he was feuding with what is it, Steve McMichael? He was feuding with Steve McMichael, and he took his ring from him because he wanted a Super Bowl ring, so he took his ring from him. Yeah, he was the face, the heel in that feud. Yeah, he was a heel.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that. Last thing I remember before he wound up going against Hogan and beating him was when Steven Regal was allegedly working him stiff and wouldn't allow him to get the moves off. Which Steven Regal said, "No, I did what they told me to do, and it ain't my fault he was green." But okay, I could have missed that one. But man, LaDonna's just now showing up. Sorry about LaDonna. I'll go ahead and review what we've said on the wrestling report. But nah, I'm not gonna do that. But one last. I do have MGM Plus, so I will trade you that password for your passworded access to Amazon Prime. I have some more equipment that I want to buy, and why not you pay for it?
See that becomes the problem with giving somebody your Amazon Prime number is they got access to a whole lot more than so I can't give you Amazon Prime, but I can give you almost anything else in terms of password to streaming services.
Yeah, and I really don't know why they do that. That is just silly. But I guess that's to keep people from sharing. No, that's smart, I guess, when you think about it, keep people from sharing Amazon Prime passwords. Because you ain't going to share it unless family members or someone really, really tight.
Right.
Or you look at your credit card statement like, who the hell bought it?
Yeah. Now, my daughter, she has my Amazon Prime account. No issue. No problem. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And, okay, well, that's all. I think that's all I had. That is all I had. Oh, no, one quick thing about the kids. At the Government Square or whatever it's called down there. Man, what is the solution? The solution for that? Well, one thing, don't criminalize the kids. I hate it when I hear people, first thing when it comes, especially it comes to our kids, the first thing and their reflex is just lock them up, lock their parents up. Why they being so bad? Focusing on that small percentage that is doing the bad and just labeling, painting a broad brush. Because that's how white folks talk about it. So I'm like, I don't like that.
All right.
Now, maybe if they keep track of the kids, somehow get the information back to their parents, whether it's, get their names, pass it back through the school, and then sending letters of notification to the parents. And then if the parents don't respond and the kids don't act right, then you can take other steps. But to immediately jump where you're, trying to, send in school resource officers, which down here are just police officers assigned to schools, and they only know one way how to handle, the so-called enemy, and that's, rough and disrespectful in a lot of cases. So you don't want to do that. Should be the last option, like it is for their children. But they're quick to come up with that option. But there has to be another way. And why did initially CPS get rid of their own school bus system?
They didn't have their own school bus system. They contracted out. So there were a lot of like yellow bus companies, and they used or at least for as long as I can remember, when I was in high school, we got those special school routes from Metro. So it was never CPS owned buses and took kids to and from school. They always paid people to provide that service.
Okay, so was the bus that you rode a little bit shorter than the rest of the buses?
No, it was a little bit longer. Yeah, I rode the long bus.
Good Lord. All righty, man. You take care, and I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday. Oh, hold up. You didn't comment about your birthday collage.
I saw it. I kind of glanced at it, and it was interesting, but I didn't really take much time to focus on it because I was really busy on my birthday.
Mm-hmm. Opening gifts, I'm guessing.
Just busy. Just, people wanted to take me out and, all of that kind of stuff.
All All right. But all right, before I get myself in trouble here, you have a great day.
You do the same, Brent.
All right, bye.
All right. Um, you rode the long bus. Pause. Now, why? The short bus, y'all thinking sexually. I'm thinking intellectually. When people talk about the short bus, that's for people who, you know, have typically some disabilities of some sort. So you'd imagine that the normal size bus, it's just normal kids. The bus for those of us who are a little more advanced would then be the long bus. Get your heads out the gutter. Come on. Get your heads out the gutter. I wasn't even thinking about that. Y'all nasty. Y'all nasty. Y'all, that's about it. I got some stuff that I have to do. Here's what I do have to say. If something ever happened to me, it ain't gonna be that long before people know. It ain't gonna be that long before people know. I was out and about, and my daughter called me. Oh, what day was this? I want to say this might have been Friday or whatever. I was out and about, and my daughter called, and I didn't answer. I didn't answer because I had ran into the store and forgot my phone in the car, which I never do. So when I came back out, I saw that I had missed a call from my daughter. This child, she had texted me probably about, and it was maybe 10 minutes, 15 tops, 15 minutes tops. She had texted me, it had to be 4 times. She had left like 2 or 3 voicemails. And when I called her and she picked up the phone, she said, I'm at your house. It's dark. And I'm out here checking the bushes and stuff. Why are you checking the bushes? Because if something happened to you, I imagine they would put you in the bushes. She's out looking for bodies in the bushes. After 15 minutes. So if something happened to me, I believe wholeheartedly people gonna know real fast. Because I had to tell her, like, dial it down a bit. And she like, but you always answer your phone, and you didn't answer your phone, so I had to check on you. I'm like, so you left your house, you was definitely speeding to get to my house while texting and leaving voicemails and checking the house, and now you're checking the bushes. Like, is it, all kind of things could be happening. Like, so relax. So I saw a little something that said, if you came up missing, how long would it take for anybody to know that you was missing? For me, about 15 minutes. That's about it. Everybody would know in 15 minutes. Nate.
E-Man!
Ooh, that phone acting up again.
Okay, hold on one second. Hold on. All right, how about now?
That sound better.
All right. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Now, I want to hit on something I haven't heard any of your callers hit on. Apparently, Councilman Reggie Harris has got a new job at HUD, making the big bucks, and said, forget Cincinnati, I'm going with the feds, where I can make some dough, and that means a opening has come open on Cincinnati City Council.
Yes.
Now, before you say no, let me run this down to you. People go to school, they study political science, they work their way through the fields, maybe they work at a radio station, make all kind of connections, meet Diana Ross's daughter and all kind of celebrities, all kind of folk with money, all kind of politicians. They position themselves to be ready. They say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Is that how? I think I just messed that
Something like, no, I think that's it, yeah.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So when something like a councilman's job opens up and somebody is connected, got friends in the party, got friends who got money, got friends who can help them win, and of course got a big brother who's going to be on their side and help them get over the finish line, why would you not take advantage of God opening the gates of, not heaven, but the gates of City Hall and saying, come on in? Why isn't Emanuel Livingston declaring himself a candidate for Cincinnati City Council right here, right now on the Afternoon Experiment podcast?
Because I have no desire to be at this point on city council. I don't follow enough. I don't know enough of really what's going on. I don't feel like I could be effective at this point.
I like little Mika Owens, but you telling me you don't think you know more than little Mika Owens? No.
No, cause
I like what's the white guy? Who's the white boy? I think he's from Northside College Hill.
I don't know.
You know more than him. You don't know more than Jeff Passon knew. Sam Malone.
Nah, look. I believe that the people that you're mentioning, those are all people who kind of tied themselves to the political machine. And so, no, I don't know the people. I don't know the movers. I don't know the shakers. I don't know, the policies. I don't believe that I have the personality to be a city council member. I'm pretty sure I don't have the patience to deal with nonsense that goes on in terms of city council. I definitely don't have the I'm gonna say selfishness, even though that's not the word that I was looking for, but I had 17th degree COVID. But I don't have the selfishness to play politics, and that's what has to happen for somebody to successfully be a councilman, as far as I'm concerned.
But if not you, then who? Everybody always say, "Oh, not me," but they know kind of what it takes. They know who would be effective.
I know
You
who would.
might not be.
I can tell you somebody. Stefan Pryor.
Oh my God, are you being for real?
No, I am. I'm being for real.
You know what? I'm a big Stefan Pryor booster. For real. I joke a lot. But I believe the brother could do a good. I believe we need some street people, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. But I think we need some street people. That's why I liked Kelly Prather, even though a lot of people hated on her from day one. But here's my thing with Stefan. It comes out with issue 1, which I wanted to talk about, and maybe this will be a good transition into it. Now, me and Stefan had a back and forth the other day about issue 1. Stefan Pryor, after we had been discussing this for only a few minutes, he went into insults, and he went into comedy, and he went into mixing up the issues. He couldn't stay focused on the fact that this is a statewide issue about changing the Constitution and debating the merits of whether or not the system was good or bad, and what made him think that it might be bad. He went into all these first he went into conspiracy theory. He went into, well, they just gonna use that to shut down the black politicians. It ain't good for the black politicians. No evidence, no logic, no reason for that. That's how they always do. See, then he went into Gwen McFarland, and I didn't swear no secrecy to this conversation, by the way. So I ain't can't nobody have no personal interactions with you, because you gonna tell it on the Afternoon Experiment as soon as your brother get on there. Nah, I didn't swear no secrecy to this guy. Then he went into, well, Gwen McFarland is a lobbyist, and they saying that it can't be no lobbyist associated with it. So how is Gwen McFarland over the party, but she is a lobbyist or she associated with? It was so crazy. I didn't even know what he was talking about. And what do a local county party chairman got to do with a statewide initiative to change the statewide constitution? And then he went into, and I heard you trying to get in, so he went into, but Maureen O'Connor, she's a Republican. She's associated with this. And I'm like, well, DeWine and the Republicans are against it. So wouldn't that sort of X out or neutralize that? What? And he couldn't make a point why that should matter, that Maureen O'Connor, the former Chief Justice of the Ohio Supreme Court, was involved with it. He couldn't explain why that should be a red flag, why that was problematic.
But hold on. But I like his instincts, right? His instincts is to look for corruption and not side with corruption. Now he would need a team to be able to steer him, along with those instincts, give him a little more information and steer him. But I like his instincts.
I like his instinct too. But if you gonna come out publicly, I was thinking about, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this. I was thinking about running for state rep, probably about 4 years ago. So I called my friend, and I think I'm fair to call him a friend, even though he haven't had me over for the Sunday dinners or the family gatherings. But I called Mark Mallory, former Mayor Mark Mallory. I said, hey, man, thinking about running for state rep, and I just want to bounce it off of you. Since you have been a state rep, what you think about it? Do you think I'd be able to, raise the money? Did I be able to run and win? Could I count on your support? Could I count on, you think I'd be able to count on support from the locals? Go back to hometown and count on the locals for financial support and for, other support. Could y'all maybe open some doors for me? Maybe could you help me get in with the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus? What pitfalls? I'm asking him for advice. What pitfalls would you advise me to avoid? And I just basically explained my situation and asked for his guidance. And one of the things he gave me a whole bunch of free advice. And one of the things he said was, Nate, I've always liked that you look at an issue, you go do your homework, you research it, you come up with a position, you make your position known, you make it clear, and then you're not unwilling, you're not so stubborn that you won't accept new facts and be willing to change your position on issues. And so he said that is what we should be looking for when we're looking for a public official. Here's my thing with Stefan, just to use this as an example. Stefan has, I believe, good instincts too. I think it's good to be skeptical. What I don't see Stefan doing is he had read, I think, maybe one article, and he kept referring to some report that had been, I believe, on Channel 5, because he referenced a couple of times. I didn't see no black people in that report. Stefan, this is a statewide issue. You are focused on one TV, quick, how long could a TV interview be? At most, a couple of minutes. You're focused on one TV interview, and you use that. You haven't gone back. You haven't read. Clearly, he had not read through the writing on issue one, like you just said earlier that you were going to do, which is why, again, I say, and Emanuel Livingston is somebody who I know I could trust to, before he get to voting on all the motions and ordinances and whatnot, that he would read it, he would be informed. And so my thing is I don't think Stefan informs himself. I don't think he does the level of homework that's necessary for you to be a good public official. And I heard Dylan Springs, of all people, call in a couple of, I guess it's been a couple of months ago now, and he said, he said he likes Stefan, but he said, we got to get the brother and we got to work with him. This is one of the things. Nobody apparently is working with Stefan. And so he just takes a little soundbite here, a little soundbite there, and then he just runs with it. Comes up with a star's position. I'm strongly opposed to issue one, and runs off all these conspiracy theories, all this baked stuff, and then that's not good. Now, it's one thing if you is the guy who stocked milk in the case at Kroger. You can be just sort of Looney Tunes and easily led and misled, dealing in conspiracy theories and all kind of crazy talk. It's another thing if you really want to do good by your people. You can't do good by your people if you don't do the things that I just talked about. So what do you say about that? Instincts versus preparedness, I guess I would call it.
I agree. But I believe instincts are important. Now, okay, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that Stefan is ready for a seat on city council. Really, because of some of the stuff that you said. And, he needs to work on his ability to effectively communicate. But in terms of who would be a good person, I'm not sure. I don't know. Who?
And this ain't no class thing, because I can hear myself talking, and I try to put myself in the. If you was on the listening end hearing you say that, you might say, well, you elitist. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? Is this the Warner Hills or University of Cincinnati or whatever, coming at you? No, it's not, because I say the same. This is partly why I'm so against Donald Trump. I was listening to Trump earlier today. I'm trying to figure out how to do these videos and edit them. So I want to be able to do some of these response videos. And so I'm looking over these videos from Trump. One video, he's talking about windmills and how if you go to any windmill, at the bottom of it is a pile of dead birds, and how the windmills is causing cancer to people. And then in one of the videos I saw, he's actually making the sound. You can see how that will cause cancer. And I'm thinking, no, I can't see that. And then he's talking about, and the windmills are killing the whales. And whether it's that or whether it's when you talk to him about health care, and he's got this thing where he's out there now saying women are, in America, they're being 9 months pregnant, and then they deliver the baby, and then the doctor takes the baby and they kill the baby, and that's what the Democrats want. Or whether it's, I could go down the list of stuff where he thinks he really believes this, and you can tell he believes it because he keeps saying it. He really believes that in America, parents are dropping their children off. He says, you drop little Johnny off at the school. When you come back to pick little Johnny up, he's had a sex change operation.
But hold on, let me say, I believe that some of that stuff he believes. I believe that some of that stuff.
You believe kids are having sex change operations in school?
But I believe that he believes some of the stuff he says. And I believe that
I thought you were saying you believe some of the stuff he says.
No. He believes some of the stuff that he says. Some of the other stuff that he says, he don't believe that stuff. He just, he know how to push buttons of some of the idiots. I'm not saying that everybody that follows him is an idiot, but he knows how to push the buttons of the idiots that follow him. So he know if he say, you send your kid to school, a boy, and then they come home and they're a girl, there are some idiots who's just gonna believe that. And he don't believe that. But I think stuff like that, he says, to shore up the idiot support.
Right. And so I just think Stefan's got too much Donald Trump in him. And that ain't about partisan. I ain't saying Stefan's a Republican. I'm just saying sometimes when you get out here with this conspiracy stuff, it can stop you from using the rational side of your brain because you convince yourself everybody's lying. I can't. It's nothing I can trust. So you start trusting only the stuff that you want to trust. So unless somebody else is talking crazy, then I don't believe nobody. And so that's a problem. Anyway, so
Yeah, but hold on.
that
Can I
was my
tell you
first
what
thought.
position I would love to have with relation to the city? I want to be on the Citizens Review Board.
Really?
That's what I would like to do that. Because I genuinely don't believe that people look at issues when it comes to police use of force and all of that kind of stuff correctly. I believe they give, and I know there's some, you have to look at issues from the perspective of the police at that time, whatnot. But I don't think that they do that fairly. But that's what I'm saying. I know that will never happen. But
Why? Who says?
well, because law enforcement perceives someone with my position that you should be able to, when a police is wrong, say they wrong. When a police is right, say they right. And, they look at that as being anti-police. And so if law enforcement looks at you as anti-police, politicians are not going to appoint you on a board to oversee police.
We're gonna have to talk off the air. Do you think? Do you know who's on the panel right now?
I
on the
can't.
board right
I don't know who's on it right now. It's been a minute since I've been down there. For a while, I was going to the meetings, but it's been a while since I've been down there. Actually, it's been a couple years, before COVID, since I've been down there. So no, I don't know.
When I tell you who I'm gonna tell you off air, and you'll understand why I'm telling you off air. They ain't them kind of people, Well, I will tell you one. You know the I can't call her name, and I'm gonna describe her, and then somebody gonna, whether they say it or not, they're gonna be mad at me for how I describe her. She's a big chocolate sister, kind of young in age. I want to say maybe 30s. Got at least one child. She was she came to the community when they was trying to sell the choo-choo train. You kind of got mad.
I know. I don't know her name, but I know who you're talking about.
You know exactly what. Okay. Yeah, because she said I ain't gonna get it. What did she say? I ain't gonna get in the name calling, or I don't do emotions. I do facts or something like that. She said something. She said it was emotional or something, whatever it was. Anyway, but they some real normal people down there. At least a couple of them, and I don't know. We might can make that happen. Truant officers. You talked about the police chief and the truant officers and the schools. And first, I gotta ask you, if you don't mind sharing, how many PTA meetings did our mother go to?
I don't ever remember Mama going to no PTA meeting.
I don't remember going to a single one. How many school functions do you remember Mother coming to?
I remember her going to a few. She came to a few things for me.
Only thing I remember Mama showing up for was graduation.
Yeah, no, Mama showed up to some musical things that I did. She showed up to, I want to say like a luncheon or something like that. And she showed up to a few parent-teacher conferences.
Really?
Yeah, and of course, she got called in a few times and showed up at the school up in the middle of the day, mad as hell, about me not doing homework and stuff, and had meetings with, me and the principal and stuff.
Well, maybe I was just a good child because I don't remember Mama coming to school for no parent-teacher conference, no nothing. And I'm talking like first grade all the way through 12th grade. Even when we was back at Clifton School and singing in the choir, I don't remember Mama coming to them things. I think she was at work. They was in the afternoon. She worked second shift. Now
look, I'm not saying she came to. If I had to count it, and I'm talking about when we were at Clifton, she came to. I can think of at least 4 times when she came to the school. She got called to the school during the school day about me not doing homework or something. I can remember at least 3 or 4, at least 3, but I think 4 different functions that she showed up for.
Well, I know you must have got some whoopings if she had to go up to that school.
Oh yeah, she told me up. But
I'm thinking all the way through first grade through 12th grade. I could probably count on one hand the number of times that I remember Mama showing up to the school.
I can count on 2. I would say probably 8 times total that I can remember.
And I raised it. I raised that because I think maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. It seems like you're saying that the answer is, or the big part of the answer is, parental involvement. And I guess what I'm saying, the reason I'm asking the question is, I'm like, I don't remember it being a whole bunch of parental involvement. I remember it being at home a whole bunch of parental expectations. Education is the key. You gonna do that homework. You gonna graduate from school. We gonna, I remember that kind of stuff. I can remember looking at report cards and even if it was A's and B's, being told, you need to bring them B's up to A's because I don't see why you can't do this. I remember that kind of stuff. But as far as involvement, like involvement being going up to the school and being in the school and like what I think I'm hearing other people saying.
But
I'm
see,
like, my personal experience is that you don't need that.
But no. But hear what I'm saying. From my perspective, when I'm talking about, okay, you got A's and B's. Mama nor daddy needed to be at the school. Like you said, they was at home telling you gonna do this homework, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, you gonna achieve, you gonna graduate. Like, not graduating was never even discussed or an option. Like, it was just understood that this is your bare minimum. So
absolutely,
that's different though. When you have that, I'm talking about problem children who are not going to school, are not getting good grades, are being problems at school, getting into fights or being exceptionally disruptive or whatever. Those parents need to get involved. That's what I'm saying. And they're not, and a lot of them are not gonna, because that's what needs to happen to even have a chance at fixing the problem. Me not doing homework, if mama would have just been like, so what? He don't do homework. The teachers didn't stand a chance, but because mama was on their team and she would get called to the school, and like you said, I got a good whooping about not doing homework. It didn't change nothing. But I got a good whooping about not doing homework every time. It just, she needed to, that involvement needed to be there.
Well, let me throw one more thing before I go to the truant officers and the police. I don't know what. I mean, I know your daughter is grown now, and you know that little baby is just in first grade. You know, I got a 10-year-old, so when I go up to her school, and it's one of the more relaxed schools in the district, it's like getting into a bank. It's worse than getting into a bank. You know, you got to have ID, you got to get swiped in, and they got to know you. They got a whole bunch of questions. We had one of the older kids who's out of school now. We just kept hearing all these reports. You know, they're not doing right in class. So we said, me being me and the wife, we said to ourselves, we gonna do a spot check. You know, because we want to see what he's doing, but we also want to see what the teacher's doing. They told us, we showed up one day, unannounced, no appointment, no nothing, because remember the schools used to have this little triangle, this little square thing at the bottom of the windows? This is your school. Your visit is welcome.
Mm-hmm.
We blah, 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 blah. They ain't got them no more. So when we went into the office and met with the principal and told her what we was there for, she said, well, I got to check with the teacher, and then the teacher said, nah, they can't come down here. And we said, what you mean we can't come down there? You're the principal. She said, it's a union rule. Now, it's a different union than in Cincinnati. She said, it's a union rule, and the union says that the teacher don't have to let y'all come down there and sit in her classroom and observe y'all child. I'm telling you, I don't know if that's in Cincinnati, but they make it hard for parents to pop up at school, to observe what's going on, to have interaction. And then, like in Toledo, when I hear, you know, because we hear the same kind of grumbling in the community, at meetings and whatnot. When I hear that, I always think to myself, how many of y'all have actually tried to do what y'all saying good parents should be doing? How many of y'all have tried to do a spot check? Or even after that, they gave us a hard time about making an appointment. Because we eventually said, okay, well, we understand we can't do without her approval, so we need to get her approval on when is an appropriate day. I want to say it was weeks later before she said that we had her permission to come monitor that class. You can't give mixed messages saying, your visit is welcome, we want you in the schools, blah, 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 blah. And then when the parents get there, the doors is locked, you got to go through security. I understand some of these schools got metal detectors you got to go through. It's giving sort of like bipolar vibes to the parents, and I don't know what you do about it, but I'm for the parents. I just think parents get a bad rap, and the parents, when it comes to the police and the community, I think the people are right who say, yeah, it's responsibility shared on both sides, but the professionals, the ones who went to school, who went through the academy, who get paid by the taxpayers, if it become a pissing match between a professional police officer and a untrained civilian, the professional got to step up and be the bigger man or woman. Or, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see people having that same thing with the teachers. If you are paid pretty good money, then they say teachers deserve more, I agree. But if you're getting paid to educate, and the majority of your students is failing, You the problem. I'm sorry. It might be more than one problem, but so let me put it like this: you one of the problem. If your teaching methodology is not working, all your people is still. If you owned a bakery and all your cookies was burnt up, you can't say, well, it's the oven's fault. Well, it's the flour's fault. Well, it's the baking powder's fault. It ain't. No, you are the professional cook. So the professional teachers get a pass. Nobody wants to say that the teachers got to be checked. They got to be more accountable. I don't see no accountability. Who paid for truant officers? I do remember truant officers back in the day. Do you know who paid for them?
I don't know who paid for them.
I'm thinking they were police officers on the truant officer detail.
I'm guessing.
And the reason, so when the chief of police says, y'all need to take, as Lincoln Ware was saying, I understand you didn't hear the whole show, and you might not have heard all of the show yesterday. Lincoln's got this thing that he's saying. All these people in the schools is these walkie-talkies. You go in any school, they got these walkie-talkies. Why can't you send some of them walkie-talkie people down to Fountain Square? Well, wait a minute. And when I first heard him, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, look at Lincoln coming up with solutions. Ain't that something? I was thinking, a reasonable solution. But then I heard the chief say that I want to say it might have been E. Bolton. E. Bolton talked and then the chief talked. One of them said, and I might have got this number wrong, I think she said we have maybe, I don't know, she said 1,000 or 11,000. Which sound more like the number of bus riders every day, 1,000 or 11,000?
I would say 11.
So I think maybe she said we have 11,000 children every day riding the bus. That's a lot of kids. She said, and from the start of the school year to now, according to, she said, Hamilton County Transportation Committee or something, there had been, I believe she said, 40 arrests of young people. So 11,000 every day, multiplied by however many days in the school year, and out of all those trips, all those thousands and thousands of kids, and thousands and thousands of trips, you have 40 total arrests. Now, that don't mean they maybe didn't have a fight and didn't get caught, or maybe you didn't go to a store after school and steal some chewing gum, or whatever it is that y'all saying that the young people is doing. Go downtown, have a fist fight. But 40 of them got caught and got arrested. Now, all 40 of them wasn't from Cincinnati Public Schools. She said 20 of them was from Cincinnati Public, 20 of them was from somewhere else. But the chief of police only saying, Cincinnati, y'all need to send some security down here. Now, again, I'm back and forth because I also know whenever I go to the hospital or I know Toledo Public Schools got their own police force. And they got their own police cars. I know the University of Toledo got their own police force. Their own police cars, their own police headquarters, their own police chief. So Cincinnati probably has their own police force. I don't think those are the people in the schools that Lincoln talking about with the walkie-talkie. But if they do indeed have their own police force, I guess that's who the chief is saying we need to send y'all, and Iris Rosen are saying y'all need to send some of them down here to stand with us. Now, I thought Iris was volunteering, and I thought she was doing it for free. And I don't know. You know, anytime money get involved, people start switching up and their motors start changing. But let's say that everybody is got the best of motives. This ain't about a money grab for somebody or whatever. Why would, if Cincinnati only had half the arrests, why would you only go to them and ask them to send security to help patrol all these other kids. Why ain't you going in them other schools? So, if I was in the Cincinnati Public School District and I was paying taxes, I would have a problem with that. Then the second thing is, so are these Cincinnati Public School police officers gonna have the authority to step to a St. X or a Moeller or
Well, let me say my understanding. My understanding, and I could be wrong, it's just my understanding. CPS, Cincinnati Public Schools, does not have no police department. And their resource officers are Cincinnati police officers who work in the schools. So they don't have a police force to send downtown. And, so my best guess is she's saying maybe send some administrators or some counselors or something down there, because or she's saying, which is what I feel like what she was saying, send us some money. Y'all need to send the police department more money, because what we're doing is we're using money, our overtime budget, to pay police officers to be downtown to watch Government Square. And
so it's a shakedown.
That's what it feels like, yes.
I feel like hearing you, if you're right, I'm on E. Bolton's side all of a sudden, because you got to patrol that anyway. Let's be real. We know the business. You got to patrol that area because the business community demands that you keep it safe down there for all their workers.
Yep.
The ones they calling back to the offices. So, to go down there and say, hey, why don't you go to them? Okay, you got Procter & Gamble, you done called your workers back to the office. We understand that you got however many thousands of people working down here. You send us some security. Of course, Procter & Gamble would say, get on out of here. And they would probably get her fired. call the mayor. Can you believe this girl came over here talking to us about what we better do how we better allocate our resources? You better fire her. I don't know. I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but so I don't know. It pains me to hear this stuff. There should be some supervision, but the question becomes, where do the money come from? And then let's say E. Bolton and say, okay, I tell you what, we're gonna put this in the budget, which we already know is stretched, according to why they fired that black superintendent. So they say the budget's stretched. So guess what? We only got a couple of ways to raise some money, including there's what we about to put a levy on here. I would call it the Cincinnati Police Supplemental School Levy, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We go into let's go to the homeowners and see what they got to say about this Cincinnati Police Department, and I'm sure there would be an uproar, because the people gonna say, nah, wait a minute, we already paying taxes for that police department. We not gonna pay no extra taxes for no police force to just go downtown and patrol the downtown streets. And then, I don't know if you answered this. If you did, I missed it. Are these, let's say they do send I don't know where in the curriculum, college curriculum, when you go to be a teacher, where it teach you about how to patrol downtown streets. I don't know. I can hear Iris now. They're not following the collaborative agreement. Well, they're not trained to follow the collaborative agreement. But anyway, let's say they did do it. Are they authorized to step to lone community students? Or when they step to hey, y'all down here fighting. We ain't in Cincinnati Public Schools. Well, that's all right. Turn around, put your hands behind your back, or whatever it is that they expect them to do. And they say F you or step off or lead to a confrontation. It just seems like that, even though I admit, when I first heard it, I was thinking, at least they're trying to come up with a solution. But upon closer reflection, which again takes me back to my first point, and then I'm gonna hang up. Thank you so much for talking to me and giving me the time. This is what people like Stefan ought to be doing. You got to think through these things. You got to talk through them, you know. And so I just think me and you have in this just, 30 minutes, 43-minute conversation, we've talked through an issue. I haven't heard Stefan, Dale Mallory, the other guy that they brought down here, they haven't thought through, Freeman McNeil, they haven't thought through this stuff. They haven't talked it through. They just, we mad, it came out, nobody called us. Dale Mallory said, I used to be either the vice president or the first vice president, second vice president, something over the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus. And nobody called me to ask what I think about issue one. And then the other guy said, I was in the state legislature, I think he said for 15 years or some amount of time. Neither one of them said, and I lost. And Dale Mallory lost to a white boy. And I understand. When you lose, it hurts. You know, Dale felt like I got a good family name. Even though I had that little run-in where I took them tickets to the Bengals game and I had to admit guilty to a crime because I didn't report them tickets, and they had me up there in the what you call them fancy booths, eating caviar and steak and shrimp and lobster and all that other stuff that they got up there. I didn't report it, and so I left in disgrace. But I'm black, and we are forgiving race, and people should have forgave me for that. And my colleagues in the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus should be calling me and getting my advice before they go put this statewide initiative. Man, ain't nobody calling you, Dale. Ain't nobody calling that other guy. Y'all ex-legislators. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it had the Travis Smiley, Cornel West vibe to it. You know, Obama didn't invite us to
Again,
the state dinner.
I didn't hear it, so I don't know. But I can understand if you felt like, you know what I'm saying, you was a big deal in the political circles and something big is going on. You feel like like you said, I was a big deal for a long time, and I got a big name that's been a big deal for a long time. We should have at least been consulted. People feel that way. You don't think Charlie Lucan would feel that way if something go down in Cincinnati and he ain't consulted?
But we can't let okay, I'm not saying I don't understand how he could feel like that, if he feel like that, because we don't know. But I'm not saying I don't understand. I'm saying you can't, I don't look at Dale, when I looked at Dale Mallory, even though I joked him about the only thing he did for 8 years was the bed bugs declared war on the black people, and Dale Mallory fought back and he defeated the bed bug deal. Okay, ha, that's my jokey joke. But even if you do think like that, how can you be so, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't want to say it because I really like the brother, you know. How can you be so damn petty to where you in your feelings, you in your fees that now I'm just going to do everything I can to stop y'all? That's not, you're a dignitary in the black community. You part of, if Black Cincinnati had royalty, Dale would be a prince of Black Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't act like that. You acting like the Trump boys. You acting like Don Jr. or Eric Trump. I expect more from Dale than to just be butthurt and then, so I'm going to be against it. Ain't read it, can't tell you nothing, and then supporting the current system, because that's what you're doing. When you come out and say, I'm for no on issue one, then you saying I'm for the current system, which is 5 Republicans versus 2 Democrats.
Now, hold on.
We
That's
don't
not
have to
true.
listen to nothing
That's
they
not
say.
necessarily true. Just because you're against a proposal don't mean you like the current system. Just like, I'm going to go back to something we didn't agree on. Just because I was against that monopoly of legalized marijuana doesn't mean I was for marijuana being illegal. I just didn't like that solution to the problem. So it's possible that what he's saying is we need a solution to the problem. I don't like this solution to the problem.
Well, the way he got on the show, he got invited was because he called in and he was saying a bunch of crazy stuff, and I called in and confronted him and challenged some of the stuff he said. And his thing is, I want to go back to the old system where the state legislators he wanted to do away with what the people did put in place, the current system that is now 5 Republicans and 2 Democrats. The people did that. The people of Ohio, the majority. So Dale wants to go back to when we don't have to do with that last change from what the people said. We want to go back in the day, like when my daddy was in the state house, and then the Republicans got with the Democrats and the state legislators drew up the line. And let me just say that. No politician is drawing up maps. That ain't part of what they do. Their assistants ain't drawing up no maps. I have personally drawn up a map because I had a proposal on how to Cincinnati was in a great debate about whether or not we should stick with the at-large system for council, or whether or not we should go to a district system, or whether or not we should go to a hybrid system, which is like what we got in Toledo. We got 12 council members, 6 of them are district, 6 of them are at-large, or whether or not we should go back to proportional representation. You might remember all this stuff.
I remember all
that. Whether we should go to proportional representation, or they had some other system. And so I forget there was a little small green party in Cincinnati, and they wanted us to go to, I think you call it ranked choice voting. And so you had all these different competing ideas. And so I knew some of the people over at the University of Cincinnati. I went over to the architecture school. I said, can y'all teach me how to do these maps? I said, I'm just as smart as anybody else. And so they said, we can't teach you, but we can show you the software that's used, and then we can give you some pointers. And sure enough, I got the software. I figured it out. It's extremely complicated. You have to learn how to deal with census districts and census tracts. And in Cincinnati, y'all got precincts, y'all got wards. And then you have to try to make sure that you don't have Bond Hill voting with Price Hill. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep them sort of close together, and you got to keep a certain number of people in these districts for it to be legal. And then you got all these voting rights acts, so you can't just. One of the things they kept saying is they can go in here and if y'all vote this in, they can go in here and say we Xing out all the black districts. That's a lie, because the Voting Rights Act still applies, even though it's watered down. But the point is, I just think the days of us going back to the old system and giving the politicians all the power, which really didn't work for us still, is never going to happen. The current system definitely is broke, and so this new system seems much more fair. I have read the 17 pages. It is a lot of writing, and a lot of it, sometimes you have to read it 2 or maybe 3 times to get it. But I just think it does black people a disservice for people to come out here and argue against it when they haven't taken the time to read it, and they haven't taken the time to study it. They haven't bounced it back and forth with a number of people. And so I just think that's kind of irresponsible. And
I think that's all I had. I probably had a whole bunch of other things, but I was driving. I didn't have time to take notes. And you then gave me, what, about an hour now? And so
Been a minute.
I don't know if you got... Oh, I do want to ask one thing, and I don't want to even ask it off the air. So, okay, when I go to log on today, the reason why I thought I was first was because I went into the Afternoon Experiment Facebook account, right? I didn't see no comment. So I said, okay, let me jump on here real fast because I've been trying to be first for a couple of days now. So you start reading off all these things. I'm like, I don't see none of these. So then I come out of that account. I go into Emanuel Livingston on Facebook. I see some of them, not all of them. I said, okay, maybe them people got me blocked. So after a while, something happened with Emanuel Livingston. I couldn't even get back into it. It kept taking me like to the beginning of the show, but it was showing in a big red block live. So I'm like, I know he's still on there. So finally, I went out to, I remember you had told me something before. So I went to your YouTube account. Now, I didn't see none of the comments, but I could see them sort of like scrolling up. And then, so if all these people was listening on Emanuel Livingston Facebook, how come I couldn't get on? What's going on with that?
Well, here, apparently something happened.
People out after a certain number?
No, apparently something happened today, and it happened while I was on the air. And from time to time, Restream, I have to go in and maybe read why it does it. But periodically, Restream makes you re-log into all of your accounts. And for whatever reason, they're not like all at the same time. So somewhere into the show, that time came up. And so it basically kicked me out of the Afternoon Experiment page. So I have to go and log back in to the Afternoon Experiment page on Restream, which is difficult for me to do while I'm live.
Right. But the people were still chatting it up on the Emanuel Livingston. Somehow they was all seeing each other's comments, but I wasn't, and I couldn't get back into Emanuel Livingston.
Well,
now, were you done with your answer, or?
No, that's it. The Emanuel Livingston page should be up and working just fine. The Afternoon Experiment page was the one, I believe, that I had issues logging in, and I'll have to do that once I go off the air.
I'm done being nice to Twin. I did think of one more thing, but I ain't going to get into it. I'm just going to brief you. I'm tired of being nice to Twin. I think he's saying a bunch of stupid stuff, and I think we playing with him too much, and I think he ought to cut it out, and I think some people ought to be mean to him, and that's what I'm going to do the next couple of weeks until the election, because I think what that brother's doing is wrong. I think it's dangerous, and I don't like it. So that's all I got, man.
All right.
We'll talk to you.
All right. Y'all, I know y'all know. I got to get out of here. I do have some stuff that I have to do. And, of course, as y'all heard, I've gotten a few messages that I have to go and address. I appreciate y'all. Oh, Jerica says she wants fireworks. There you go. But I do have to get out of here. I want everybody to enjoy the rest of your day. And I was going to say get out and enjoy the weather. It's not amazing weather, but it's not bad. So if you feel like getting out and enjoying the weather, do that. But as always, the main thing that I want y'all to do, as you are out and about today, be the reason that somebody smiles. And I don't even really know how to say it. Beware of the happening. Today is happening day. Beware of the happening, or happy happening, or merry happening, or whatever. But we got a few more hours. Something is going to happen, or something has already happened, or whatever. I don't really know. Just be aware of the happening. And again, be the reason that somebody smiles. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.